welcome to Cyberpunk Dark Skies. This is the sixth pickup game. We're calling it Government Job. So this is going to be a bit of a rewind through our prelude narrative. I know that in most of the games that we run for pickup, sometimes it feels to people who might be on the outside like you're getting kind of slammed into something and not really getting like a bit of substance there. We're going to start with kind of just a quick, redacted form of what happened in Night City Hall. First, I would like for Jijo, you to go ahead and introduce yourself, a brief introduction, and then your character description, and I'll post that up while you're doing that.
Hi, my name is Sipakli. I play Cyberpunk on and off here and there. And I was, kind of pulled in by the possibilities of girly pop uh, adventures. And um, so my character is Alex. Her full name is, she has kind of, one of those kind of long names. Elixtra Loyola Cheng. She is um, an undersecretary in the Perales uh, city government, and she's sort of petite. She kind of has like a fuck ass bob, um, kind of elaborate um, earrings, and uh, expensive business wear kind of outfit. Her hair is a natural color, and her implants aren't terribly obvious. Somebody might be able to clock like a cyber eye, and but you do notice that her makeup is kind of bright and um, I mean not nothing quite so um, kind of boisterous as you might find on the street. Pretty subdued by Night City standards, but a little bit bright for corpos or uh, politician standards. Is there anything else that I need to share about Alex? Or is that good?
No, that's fair. So
Okay,
what I would
perfect.
say too is like in the beat that we're kind of looking at, Night City Hall is not a corporate structure. Most of the kind of organizational structures we have seen in Night City, specifically from Letty, because we do get kind of into that world a bit with her character. Um, it's not organized. It's not an organizational structure. It is very much a top down kind of everyone kind of vying for power through kind of their own sense of presence and their own sense of being, and a lot of kind of maneuvering in a political sense in that space, all the way down to the lowest of interns. It is very much like a campaign mentality. Everybody is trying to move forward and trying to make their name get out there as quick as they can. Alex is no different. And a lot of the people who kind of rise to the top in these kind of regards are the individuals who have had some capital like put into them, and in some cases who are willing to play ball with the a bit more structured elements of the world, Night City in particular. Now, she has been passed the buck regarding a specific instance where an individual named Angel Holt, a rocker, and also the estranged slash disowned daughter of the former deputy mayor Weldon Holt, she has been given the task of finding her and getting as much intel as she can on her, because apparently she did something very bad and it was very much involved with a very recent event. Any kind of oh god, what's the terminology, the political terminology for intelligence that you gain that is bad for your opponents? um, it's right on the tip of my brain. uh, Basically it's intelligent, it's the thing I just said, but there's a
Yeah.
word for it and I don't know it right now. But I promise it's in there somewhere. That's what her goal here is. So she's called up a security firm She has gotten two operators. Security firms in Night City are basically just private military slash private security. The three main organizations that do process these kind of requests are Militech, Arasaka, and Kangtao. It seems that connections in Kangtao were kind of put forward, but unfortunately not very good. So Arasaka, which is kind of tethered to Night City as a whole, were the ones that were given the request. Letty, Nina stole that request and has put your specific operator position at the top. So you would arrive at the scene and basically be ready to travel with Alex from one part of Night City to the other, along with your compatriot. If you'd like, I can go ahead and explain your compatriot first, or if you want to go ahead with Letty, that's also fine.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay, so Tove is a take no nonsense kind of girl. She kind of hard as fuck. She is definitely the actual individual Misu who's not going to be fibbing too much when it comes to the security part of it because that's her job in Letty's team. She is strangely hard to find in my handouts. Um, she. Oh, did she go? Okay, cool. She is ex-military. She is biotechnica through all foods. She is an individual who has seen a lot on the streets and was kind of brought up into the corporation therein. She has been with Letty for the better part of a month, maybe two, and she's loyal to a fault, and she's also in a budding relationship with a character we all know named Mooney, which we'll discuss later, I'm sure. Go ahead with because we're failing the shit out of the Bechdel test. I'm sorry. Uh, go ahead. Go ahead, Letty. Elizabeth, introduce yourself, and then also give us a bit about Letty.
No, I'm just Letty. No, I'm Elizabeth. I also known as sewing artist. Hang out in the chat all the time. When I can, but she, her. I sew a lot. I draw a lot. But Letty is an Italian lady, business lady, very always dressed very proper. Probably not in this one though. Guessing she's very dressed down. But she works for Biotechnica and has been slowly working her way up through the ranks and looks forward to continuing to do so.
Okay. Um, that said, the other part of Alex's contingent in maneuvering to Night City Police Department in Santo Domingo is she feels like a contact who is a bit more street level would definitely be beneficial here. Alex feels that in most venues she's able to kind of communicate, coordinate, and like integrate. But Night City is definitely kind of a wild space, and some of the words that are utilized are strange, unfamiliar. It's kind of a fucked up spot. Fortunately, Alex has a connect that is a pharmacist. Not technically a street pharmacist, as I believe they have a establishment. But we're gonna have Kristen go ahead and introduce yourself, and then tell us a little bit about Bunny Doll.
I'm Kristen, they, them pronouns. I have been playing TTRPGs for a long time. Been, I think, like 9 months to a year since the last time I played. And last time it was a drop in game for Cyberpunk Red. So, yeah, I've been playing on and off for quite a while, and actually got to know John because we used to play D&D, and yeah, then I moved out to.
We lived together for a while, actually. You, your sister, and your brother. Yeah, we go way back, 2008, 2007, something to that effect. So yeah, we've definitely been playing since fourth edition D&D and so on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we met originally in 2004, 2005.
Oh
But yeah,
damn.
we were living together in like 20 2007 ish.
Yeah, through the one that shall not be named. Fair, fair, fair. Uh, and then about Vanilla.
Bunny Doll, real name is Solandu. They are American with Asian influences, and basically their family kind of was wiped out, uh, and they're a med tech. They run their own clinic, and basically, uh, medicine is kind of like their jam. That's what they're interested in, and that's kind of their special interest and what they put all their effort into. A lot of which it has been focused on kind of rebuilding their family and also researching to find ways to unfuck people up because they had someone very important in their life who was basically tortured into insanity.
Definitely a huge connect for us later on because we have like a whole side of the group that's like cyber psychosis and like insanity kind of specialists. Unfortunately, they're all cops. Speaking of cops, moving to the NCPD location. So, real quick, in the story, it was stated that Alex is basically kind of gathering intel, and then she is moving from her position in City Hall, which is located here. Snap ping. Oh, don't do that. Roll 20, you silly goober. Okay, so there it goes. Night City, City Hall out there in the Glen. Okay, kind of this, not really the center, but more the spiritual center of Night City as a whole. You'll be moving from that location to this location, which is a bit of a ways away in Santo Domingo. Night City Police Department Traffic Control Main Office. One of the denizens there that works highway patrol and also other traffic instances is our next character. And Chedwards, go ahead and tell us about yourself and then about your character. Or not.
Or not.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we're good.
Good. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, or otherwise known as Ched. I've known John for ever.
Yep.
Probably close to 22, 23 years now.
2001.
Yeah, right around there. Like John said earlier, I don't get a chance to play often, so this is pretty much a treat for me. My character, Cazador, who I realized I didn't actually give a real name to at any point in time.
No worries. Handles are fine. It's Night City.
So he came here chasing a certain individual and has been employed at the Night City Highway Traffic Department and has just been doing his protecting and serving of Night City.
I would say when it comes to Night City Police Department, some of us are kind of familiar. I definitely posted a video about specific engagements on how Night City operates. Traffic is a bit different. You're not really in a situation in traffic, and as we discussed in your life path, Ched, you're not really in a situation where you're dealing with harassing people who don't deserve it. You're literally out there in the Badlands fighting Rap and Shiv. You're literally dealing with like smugglers who are trying to smuggle in some of the nastiest drugs from SoCal. Like you're kind of doing like an actual job that's like not what, traffic in the city is doing, where they're just harassing execs, taking bribes effectively and stealing people's money. So the Night City like California Highway Patrol, a little bit different than most of NCPD, but that's a gradation you folks may not see. That's entirely up to you and your character. I'm just letting Chetwords know. I see it, buddy. I see it. It's fine. You're good. You're one of the good ones. No, probably not. We'll see. So he's already in the offices. In our lead up, we also had a segment where we um, I'll discuss that here in a moment, Corey. I just saw your DM. Sorry, but I'm going to explain the last two characters here kind of in tandem because they arrived together. So before you went in and we had the beat where Cryptid with incognito false personality entered in, you arrived on the scene via Superbike. Um, Corey, I'm going to go ahead and have you describe or introduce yourself, as this is the first time we've played together, and then also tell me not only how cool your character looks, but also about their bike. I'm sorry, I'm really excited about the super bike. Go ahead.
I'm Corey Shive. Been playing TTRPGs for a bit, mostly video games. So going from Cyberpunk 2077 to like, oh hey, you want to play that but in paper? Like, yeah. So Morrigan, kind of a badass, kind of a loner with special exception. Uh, so her family kind of doesn't exist anymore. Found a new family. Well, with exception being her sister. So the thing we're trying to do is protect her and get out of the shithole that is like basic everyday life in Night City.
Absolutely. And the bike.
Yeah,
No, if you don't want to describe
the,
the bike, it's fine.
the bike, super bike, really nice. I like.
Yeah, I think at the Yaiba, we're talking like the Akira style looking like red bike,
Yeah,
fast as it can be, and to kind of put like a context on the shithole um, that Morgan's in. She lives in Boxville. She is a member of the Andersons, which is Mooney's nomad family, and she acts as a scout for that family. Um, And so Boxville is it's literally in the junkyard of Night City. Like it's right here. And it's a combat zone. But since the Andersons, Aldecaldos, and the Gibsons have kind of entered into the scene in that region, it's become less tense and also less scabby. For those who aren't familiar with the term scabby, it means that there's a gang or like a conglomerate of gangs called the scabs who have the practice of taking people and tearing them apart for cyberware, flesh parts, whatever you can kind of turn a person into capitalize. Um, and you drove here on job from Jumbo, the leader of the Andersons, requested to do so by an individual named Carbon. You'd be given this name as well. Um, but to drop off this other individual who, do you give Morgan your real name or do you keep, are we full on phase?
Uh, we're we're gonna be full on phase.
Okay.
Um, I mean, they would know the call sign because we are working together.
Okay.
So they would know me as Cryptid. Yeah.
Oh, and sorry, of course, yourself, Lark, and then your character.
Hi, I'm Lark. I am playing Cryptid. Cryptid is a digital cryptid kid. So she basically is an online persona that disseminates truth, mostly in the lines of corporate and political corruption, through different blogs and online platforms, with the help of her contact Carbon, who is a legendary netrunner. She is anti-corpo, anti-police, anti-government. Basically, she's had it with the society.
Gulp.
She's had it rough too. So there's that. I won't go into the details on that. It's long. She is paranoid, and as we specified in our last session with her, she looks paranoid for a good reason. She's seen some shit, been in some shit, and she's here to get information on what happened on, I believe it was November 19th. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
connect. So let's discuss that in a little bit more detail, just so it's on the table. The last group was kind of hinted at, and they didn't have to read because they've been here for a while. Most of the folks here, with the exception of Elizabeth, who again I know for sure could probably like recite the beats like verbatim. She reads everything, she watches everything. She's what we call a good player. Uh, sorry, no judgments to anybody who's watching who isn't Elizabeth. Uh, although slight judgment.
Not everyone can be me.
Slight shade. On the 19th of November in Corporate Center downtown on the news, if you're not from there or wouldn't be associated with there, it'd be known knowledge that black AVs entered into Corpo Center airspace without warrant and started attacking Kang Tao's anti-air on the top of its towers. The anti-air was capable of knocking one of the AVs down before several others started to elude incoming pursuance from Militech, Arazaka, Kang Tao, and NCPD. Basically, everybody started trying to swarm these assailants. But whatever they did, and they got out. Then, on the 23rd, which would be yesterday, 3 black AVs were seen in Charter Hill. And Charter Hill is kind of the, I'd say it's kind of more around here, actually, I think. No, this is where it is. Sorry, I pinged it right the first time. Charter Hill is kind of like the ritzier office areas. Corporate Center City, it's like, big buildings, you've got the grind going on. Charter Hills, where you have like the fancy, kind of like Googles, or like those kind of office spaces, right? Because of its proximity to North Oak, which is like where every rich person lives. But there were 3 AVs sighted in Charter Hill. One of them attacked a bus. One of them attacked another AV, a Rayfield Excalibur, silver shiny chrome, rich people flying car. And the third one attacked the apartment building that the first AV that Rayfield escaped from. Now, to context, just so everybody understands their kind of reasoning here, so there's no kind of Cryptid's wanting to form a story, and she wants to know what these AVs are. She knows that it's probably government related and USA related, and she knows it's probably corporate related as well, like some secret cabal of like cloning and crazy shit. Alex is here because she's running cover for the government, and she wants to make sure that Angel Holt is acquired and all of the intel that she has is dropped to her and not thrown out too far, because it could be used later to basically decapitate any efforts by Weldon Holt to run for office in 2 years when it comes up. It's basically putting the counterintelligence in the bag for later. Morgan's obviously here, hired to do a job as an edge runner to protect and ensure that Cryptid does whatever she needs to do. And then Bunny Doll and Letty and Tove are protecting Alex. Bunny Doll's not so much running protection, obviously. That's not, that's not her game. She's more there as kind of like a translator for street slang. It's the best way to kind of describe it. And possible assistant in interrogation methods. And then Cazador is just the guy who's going to be at the fucking police station when we get there. Which is where we're at right now. We're there now. So, Cryptid, you would have been let in by Officer Bogdanovich, who would have led you into a small office space. You then had a brief conversation with Carbon regarding the sighting of Alex. Details on her were given to you. You understand everything that Gijo said regarding their character. Basically, and you also a bit more. You know about their education. probably costing a lot more money than anybody in this party has ever seen, with the exception of Letty. I always gotta forget Letty. Letty's got way more bank than all you fools. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so you would have that, and you're basically waiting in this office, Cryptid, for an officer to speak to you regarding the potential interviewing of Ernest Keys. Similarly, Alex, you have been let in with your entourage. Um, Due to your government status, you are allowed to take in whoever you want. So if you want to bring in Bunny Doll, what's Letty's secret incognito name? It is Sneeze.
Sorry. I think we're gonna go with Bianca.
Bianca and Beth
Yeah.
are your two security operatives, presumably from Arasaka, but you're not sure. And then you will be coming in here to meet and try and get an interview with Ernest Keys as well. Cazador, Bagdanovich is going to pull you aside, say, "Hey, Chief, the actual chief isn't here right now. You're kind of the ranking officer right now. We've got these two people trying to meet up with this person we detained the other night in Charter Hill. But we're only allowed to let this individual talk for an hour with outside contacts per station mandates. Should we split them up 30-30, or should we just have them both? I mean, I think one of them is from DMS, so media contact. Maybe if we just ask them if they're okay with interviewing the individual together, it'd be fine.
Going together.
Get them together, you think? Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ask and see if that's okay with them. If you want to take the lead on this, I'd really appreciate it. I think one of them's from the from Paralysis' office. I don't want to mess it up.
Fine.
All right. Thanks, Chief. And he'll kind of wander into the office space that Alex has been kind of moved into, which is actually an interrogation room. So your presumption when you were sat in this space was they were going to bring Ernest Keys in, sit him down, and you were just going to talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
In walks Bagdanovich, who was at the front desk and let you through, and he says, sorry, Miss Loyola Shang. The situation as it stands is there's a member of DMS who's here to have an interview with the individual, and due to timing, either we're gonna have to let her through, or we're gonna have to tell her off, or you both could have the interview at the same time. Out of character, DMS, Diverse Media Systems, is the large time rival to Network News 54. It is a media corporation, and it's not evil at all. Although some people in the group might argue with me that we'll get to that later. But so Bagdanovich is asking, do you want me to effectively not let you have an interview with this person, tell a corporation DMS off, or let you both just operate together and have this interview together?
What the fuck? Okay. Um, that's in character. Okay.
No, I got that.
Well, I think this is a pretty sensitive topic. I wouldn't want my interview with your suspect to be, um,
Well,
kind of blasted on the media.
he's not a suspect, and from what I understand, it's just a journalist. They're just doing kind of follow-up stories on the news that's already out there. They're just trying to get as much information as they can regarding the bus attack. If you communicate that with her, I'm sure she could take things off the record. But I'm just saying, if we tell DMS to effectively fuck off, Undersecretary, it's going to look bad. And as you know, Paralysis, most of the media that he does in his advertisement chain was done through DMS. So, it
You're right.
look.
Okay.
I don't want to shit the bed on this. He kind of looks outside and points at Cazador, and he says, "That's really the guy who's in charge right now." if you want, I can have him talk to you about this, or maybe. Hold on. And he kind of opens the door, walks out, walks over to Cazador, and says, I don't think she's a big fan of it, boss. If you want to go in there and talk to her, I'll go talk to the other one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just give me just a second.
All right. So you're gonna pop in there. Before we get to that combo, I'm gonna go and flip to Cryptid. You can actually hear Carbon switch off, and you realize at this point that he has been in your cyber optics the whole time. You just know that he's watching, and you're like, like I kind of hate when he does that, but it makes sense. He pops in.
He's watching my back.
Yeah,
That's what I gotta tell myself.
that's what you got. Yeah, he walks in, Bogdanovich, and says, hi, we know we promised you an interview. We only are allowed to do an hour interview a day with this specific individual because they're only a 12-hour. Um, and what I would like to say is the individual who came in kind of before you um, is a member of Paralis mayoral office, and they would like to have a sit down with them. We can give you 30 minutes each, but I don't know if that's enough time for you with everything that's going on. If you'd like, we can just have you both sit in with the individual together, or if you could come back tomorrow, or maybe when we release him.
Oh, yeah, no. So if I come back tomorrow, here the problem is my senior really wants this on her desk tonight, so I have to do this today. I am totally willing to share my time if that's doable.
He's nodding his head like really like just energetically. Like, yeah, yep, yep, that's what I thought. Okay, yep, I'll be right back. He kind of steps out of the office. Meanwhile, outside on a kind of flat plateau underneath the highway, parked near that space is a beautiful cherry red superbike, and laying on the concrete near the post is Morgan, rifle in hand, looking at the walls and able to see the kind of trace optics from the Nakamata sniper rifle that she wields. You're aware of Cryptid's location, and Carbon is in your ear. And Carbon says, it seems fine, but we might have to kill this politician. Just keep an ear out. Could be a problem.
Got it. I'll keep an eye on her.
Have a brand new character frag their first session back. It was as good as I imagined it would be when I wrote
You know what? I'm out.
it. Well, you might be.
I might be. I might not have a choice. I have a question.
Shoot.
You know, I know. Let me make sure I'm getting character names correctly. I know Bunny Doll because Bunny Doll is basically my neighbor, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
So I guess let's actually focus on that a bit because I have
okay,
ideas in my head, but I don't
okay,
want to like assign characteristics to a character without getting kind of like you're okay on it.
yeah.
She runs a pharmacist's office. Is there
Hmm.
anything that you think that a individual who's working in a high stress, like terrible location would need
Oh
from?
yeah, stems for sure.
Okay, so we have a relationship. You go to the
Yeah, yeah.
pharmacist, you start talking to this individual and realizing, there's a connection there. Like you're both kind of, because if I remember correctly, um, I'm trying to remember the specifics. I, I'll look it up later, but you kind of have like similarities in, you're both from Night City originally. You kind of come
Hmm.
back to it for purposes, that kind of situation. And then heritage wise, I think there might be some kind of connect as well. So,
Hmm.
um, obviously, this individual like is selling you something that makes you feel better. Very easy for you to kind of get in good with them. And as a contact, like learning more about how the street feels about stuff, um, though some politicians might not think it's warranted or necessary, is definitely good, intel to have as a politician.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the baseline for the relationship. Do you two have any thoughts on like, expanding upon that? that work for you both?
Sounds good to me. I do medicine stuff, so yeah.
That makes sense. I sell drugs, and she wants drugs. She,
Okay.
perfect.
And so
Oh
this,
God.
and so this like this gig is just really an opportunity for Bunny Doll to earn a little extra income
For sure.
and like kind of develop our relationship a little bit more. Okay, so now with
Tove,
Tova,
but Tove is
Tove,
Beth.
Beth and
Beth.
Bianca. How am I connected to Beth and Bianca? How
They
did they get
are
assigned to my
literally people who are holding guns to protect you. They
and
were
who
hired
hired
as
them?
the government office. You basically
Okay.
said, "Get me security detail," and they were like, "Well, okay." And you're like, "I prefer Kang Tao." And they're like, "We can't do Kang Tao." And then you're like, "Because of all the things that are happening right now." And you're like, "All right, whoever." And they said, "Okay, we'll do Arasaka." And then Nina made these two profiles to make it look like these are two like freelance Arasaka security operatives who were able to be hired for you for this on short notice. And so, as
Okay.
far as you know, Bianca and Beth are Arasaka security representatives. Beth looks like she can pull it off. Letty, she's definitely looked like she's Arasaka. She looks like
Mike,
she's
a
like,
little bit like can I kind of clock a little bit that like you don't look like a fucking solo, Letty.
well, hold on. To be real though, she's probably
Uh-huh.
dressed the part,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
she definitely looks like she's an Arasaka person because Arasaka
Okay.
is business. It's always like it's
Mm,
very much.
Hmm.
They're both wearing suits. They both
Yeah.
it's kind of like Hitman basically.
oh, okay, I got you, got you,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
you. Okay, okay, okay.
It's not like oh Militech muscles.
Right.
It's very much like sharp, clean dressed. Pull out the sleek cyber pistol and murder people. Is more what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bunny, this is why one of the reasons you're here. So kind of like raise a hand up to like have Cazador wait before interacting directly with him. I think I I don't want to ruin our relationship to the community. I worry about the sensitivity of this conversation. Um, I don't know. Do you think it would look good for us on the street to have, um, to be kind of collaborating with? You said DMS
DMS. Yep.
with DMS. What do you think, Bunny?
So out of character, what's DMS stand for? Is it
Diverse
like
media systems.
Oh. I mean, as long as we don't fuck things up, any publicity is good publicity, right? So
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you two be, extra vigilant. This DMS journalist is an unknown. Um, it's an unknown variable here, but I'm sure it's nothing we can't handle. Uh, Officer, Alex will turn to Cazador.
Yes.
We'll agree to have a joint interview with Keys.
Well, that didn't take much persuading on my part.
He heads out back out. So you would head back into the other office where Bogdanovich just kind of came out and he kind of looks at you like, I don't know, how did that go? Hopefully it was good. And kind of gestures for you to walk in. You step in. There is Miss Smith. You see Cazador. Fight.
Hi, I'm Isadora Smith. You can call me Izzy. I'm from DMS. I hear that we're going to be doing this joint interview today.
Okay, so Cryptid just got introduced into the room.
No, not yet.
Oh,
I
okay,
thought
sorry.
that was
Sorry,
okay.
Cazador walked in to speak with Cryptid and was trying to persuade her into a joint interview, which, according to Bogdanovich, didn't sound like Cryptid was on board for just on what we just talked about. But Cazador walks in and you're like, "We're doing a joint interview today," and so Cazador's like, I don't have to persuade anybody. I'm the best at this. Goes back to Bogdanovich and says, "What you need to do is you need to work on your mustache. It's where it is. Like this is the key.
100%.
The police work.
It's on his mirror shades.
Police work is mustache care.
The mustache is where you store the Riz.
It's 100%.
It's actually just like donut icing.
And that coming from Elizabeth, that is a high compliment indeed.
Wow.
All right, so I would motion Cryptid to follow, and then I would have Bogdanovich go grab Alex.
Okay. So then you folks now kind of get together and are in effectively a marching order behind Cazador's. Cazador's leading you into the jail segment of NCPD office here in Santo Domingo. So this would be the moment where you're first meeting each other in kind of like a busied rush past a series of security doors that Cazador's kind of processing you through. Fight.
Are handshakes like customary in Night City? I think
Yeah.
so, right?
Yeah, it's 50 years removed from now, so
Yeah, I think Alex would immediately be very kind of sugary and like, "Hi. Hi, it's so good to meet you. I'm glad to be, to be sharing time and space. It's no big deal. It's no problem."
Oh yeah, no, thank you so much. If I don't have this by tonight, I am going to be in so much trouble. So, I will try to stay out of your way. I will just ask questions when I see openings, but I will let you take lead. I mean, your time's a little bit more valuable than mine, I think.
Thank you for that. My time is super valuable.
All right, well, then shall we? We don't want to waste that time.
Let's get started.
I've never been so sad that I can't use the C. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. I'm sorry about that. Of course. So you head on back to the jail. Lots of, individuals who are kind of present here that are not terribly great. At this moment, too, the Nekomata will no longer be able to track heat signatures. Because you are kind of they're in a situation where they're kind of distant. However, your communications and your optics are now being fed by carbon, and you actually have satellite scans of their locations that are being triangulated from space. Because carbon don't fuck
Ooh.
around. If I want to shoot Jijo through Corey,
Jesus
I always
Christ.
can.
It's
You
good
just
to have
why
contact.
You
why
gotta
do
have
you
a
want
sword
to
of
shoot
Damocles.
Jijo so
You
bad?
just gotta have a sword of Damocles, okay? Jeez, chill. It's
This
it's
is
it's it's
What
Ook
did
all
tense.
over
Jijo do
again.
to you?
Yeah. Okay, so you're led back into the space, and Cazador will remove the prisoner, and then he'll walk to a different interview room that is actually just its own prison cell, a distance away from the other cells, with a table in it. Ernest is not in handcuffs. Ernest is not in any kind of thing. He's just in his regular street clothes. And again, for those who may not be savvy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to post them on the thing, but in the character notifications in the Discord, Ernest is a Latino gentleman, very heavy eyeshadow. His hair's kind of faded on the sides with kind of like lightning lines through. He's got like yellow kind of bleached effect kind of like throughout the hair. He's wearing a street punk kind of jacket, leather, with kind of cyber interior. He's wearing a ripped up tank top. Looks like some kind of cool necklace with like a skull on it. And his eyes are cyber eyes. Looks like they're relatively newer model Karoshis. Not like crazy brand new, but like at least within the last 5 years. So pretty modern, pretty expensive deal in the eye holes. Everybody can go ahead and roll a d10. This is for reputation. And I would say everybody except for Corey. So you're currently just seeing blobs. And one has like a triangle over their head, which is, you would know as Alex. Okay, so Elizabeth, um, and obviously Castleroy, you have an idea because you probably booked him or at least are familiar with his chart. The two of you would know that Ernest Keys is a member of a local band called Impure Cobra. And Letty, you've worked with Riff before, so you
Mm,
know this is a member of Riff's band.
okay.
He kind of looks up at you and says, "Oh, uh, hey." Um, he kind of stands up and like offers his hand. And again, he's not in chains or anything. He's not, handcuffed. It looks like he's just a temporary guest, a 12-hour holdover for NCPD at current.
Who is he offering his hand to?
He's just throwing his hand out in front of him. So whoever grabs it first would be the one.
Okay, I think Alex would.
Makes sense. Gives you a firm handshake.
Hi, Ernest. Great to meet you. Um, my name is Alex. I'm here with some staff from um, I'm here with some support staff and with Izzy from DMS. And I'm representing Paralysis office. Really, I mean, this is really more than anything, just a little bit of a community outreach. We want to make sure that um, after everything that's happened and going on, that you feel like your voice is being heard. Um, so, what is with a particular concern of mine being the the kind of worrisome involvement of I know Angela Holt is a member of your band,
That's right.
and so I'm mainly worried about her. Um, wondering if she's okay.
Oh, this is
I don't know
about this is about her
what can you
dad,
tell
isn't
me?
it? This is about her dad, isn't it?
Well, I mean, not exactly. I really do need to know. It is really important for us to know, that Angela's okay.
Well, it's not his fault or anything that she had the key. Like she stole a lot of stuff from him without him knowing. I told her it was risky, but it did make life easier for us and the rest of the band. Um, Me and her have been kind of together for a little while. I don't. Nobody really knows about us. If Riff ever knew, you might get kind of worried about it. But I mean, he's with Mamba. Anyways. You probably don't care. Drama internal, but yeah, you know, she's my output, so I care. Um, we were on the bus after we did the shoot. Um, we weren't supposed to be there. We weren't supposed to be, you know, at City Hall taking that sweet ass AV. Um, but you know, we needed to do something big. That's how you get your name out there in Night City. And I don't know who the fuck those guys were, but they landed that thing right in front of us and then stormed onto the bus. They shot one guy who tried to make a move on him, so everybody else just hands up, don't interact. They looked like they meant business, and then they grabbed her. I I wanted to do something, but after they blew that guy's head off with that shotgun, I couldn't do it. But if you're looking to find her, I think I might know where she's at. Um,
Oh,
like I said, we've been kind of, you know, I mean, it's sure it's kind of just hooking up, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's turning into more, maybe. But we linked our agents so that I'd know where she's at and she'd know where I am. And well, he looks up at the cop and then kind of looks over at you. I didn't know how to tell him, but if you're gonna find her and you promise she's gonna be okay, I'll give you the info.
Yeah, I look towards Cazador. Yeah, we'll work together to make sure that she'll be okay, and we get her back in one piece.
You said you had some question. Bagdonovich or whatever kind of points at. He's pointing at Cryptid at this point. Said you had some questions about what they look like.
Cryptid, who has kind of leaned against the wall and made this big show out of pulling out a phone that's got all of these baubles attached to it, like the high maintenance girls that have those long lanyards full of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like she's got one of those phones that's got all those stuff on, and she's been scrolling on it, pretending like she's not paying attention. She's a nothing in this company. So she's gonna be like, what? Oh yeah, absolutely. What do they look like?
Pause for a second. Alex, Letty, both of you can roll human perception. And also, Bunny Doll, if you feel comfortable in your human perception, like it's a decent rank, you can also roll it. But these two, I'm pretty sure, are kind of well, I guess wrong. So, Letty, oh sorry, cryptid roll social. What do I want from you? Sometimes I get my D&D and my Cyberpunks mixed up. Oh, I don't know what I'm playing anymore. Give me a because you're trying to kind of play it off, so you're kind of faking it. Give me an acting.
Okay, where is
Acting is under performance. It's the only skill in there, other than play
Cool.
instrument.
Good gravy.
Fuck. All right.
So yeah,
I'm
you
doing good.
what you two clock at this point is this is very much DMS is not known for their news services. Okay,
Mm.
N54 is definitely the news company. DMS has news. They are a competitor,
Mm-hmm.
but they are very much focused more on like their music services, their like movies and stuff. And she very much feels like to you.
I used to interview bands. That's why
Yeah,
I've got like a Diamond Gong t-shirt on right now.
yeah.
I'm usually like in that sector. I have no interest in what's on this table right now.
Ernest says, "Oh man, Diamond
Wink.
Gonk though. Ooh, I'm telling you, that's a lot of our inspiration right there." He says, "I know Riff loves that Thorn guy." Focusing up though, you would know that like when he kind of switches into this dialogue beat, he very much kind of like locks in with you, and like he's trying to tell you something, and he's very much trying to do it in a way that is relevant to him. And so if you're familiar with like just kind of regular parlance amongst like friends and the like, a lot of times you get like references to movies or media that like you really kind of have to click in to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he starts referencing something called List of Cyberpunk 2077 movies. The name of the movie is on the top of my head, but I can't remember the name of it.
Is it about fucking up the government?
It is, and it's something samurai movie.
Oh yeah. Cryptid would definitely like this movie. I forget what you're
Cyberpunk.
talking about too.
It's the one that Johnny references when he blows up fucking Bushido.
Yeah.
Bushido. So he says, "You remember Bushido 4 when those fucking guys came out of the AV and just started like beating the shit out of and just kind of like starts referencing the film."
She's gonna be like, oh yeah, and there's actual recognition in her eyes, like, oh yeah.
So you see these two media dorks like Clock, and he explains like it's like that, but their helmets were different. They were kind of like strange, and then he starts explaining the helmet. And I don't think anyone here has worked with Zip yet, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Uh, so the helmet definitely sounds very confusing. But if you do a quick library search roll, Cryptid, go ahead and roll library
Yeah.
search.
Where the hell is that?
Education, I think.
Education. I think I had a good one ish. Let's see.
I assume so. Yeah, media is kind of one of the things. You do like about a 5 minute like spiel, kind of talking, getting the details about what he's talking about, and you're able to pull up like an old wholesale kind of like military like bulk sale device where there are two helmets. One is no longer in stock and is like very rare, and then there's one that's kind of similar, and you're like, is it one of these two? And he says it's that one, and it's the very rare one, which you would know is a Militech operator's helmet that was utilized by Lazarus Group. Lazarus Group being a military organization that was co opted by the NUSA and is a part of their military as a PMC, private military corporation. And for you, it's like bing, 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 bing. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it was
Silence.
NUSA. So this is like a solid
Yeah.
lead. And the helmet, it comes in three variations: black, digital camo, and green camo, or jungle camo, as it's called. So yeah, it looks like it's been sold out for a long time, like decades, or a decade. But yeah, a solid start there. And he will give you the information regarding
Just
her
thinking, like,
location.
that's so weird. Oh my god.
It's just like in Bushido 4 though. Like
It is.
they just stormed right in.
Do you think they might
Chat.
be trying to do like copycat stuff? Are they trying to play off of that, do you think?
I don't fucking know. It was scary as shit. Like they meant business. They blew that guy's head off. The shotgun they had was like a tech shotgun. Like one of those ones that's got like lightning charges on the side or whatever. It was crazy stuff. Pretty fucking wild. But yeah, we were high as shit. We just got done filming that music video up in that apartment building. And I was so surreal. Like, I really wish I was able to do something, but they took her and, well, like I said, I haven't told the cops, and he kind of looks over at Cazador yet about it, but he kind of shows his phone. She hasn't moved from her position in like 2 hours. And everybody would see on his phone. It's like a Google Maps kind of situation with like a little ping dot. And he seems to be denoting that she is right here.
Could Carbon possibly try to trace that and get a copy of the tracer mark, like the connection,
Sure.
in
I
case he
would
leaves
like
later?
for Bunny Doll, Cazador, Alex, and Letty to go ahead and roll Cyber Tech. It's under Tech.
I have a 0 in it.
That's fine.
God grief, I'm rolling fucking horrible.
It's okay. We can't all be awesome dice rollers all the time. Okay. So far no good. That's the wrong one, but
My character sheet was loading slow.
okay, hold on. Let me see. You got a dice roll there, so we can play with that. Cazador. Dice roll. You got a 7 on the dice, which means that would be. It's not looking great, my guy. You got a low tech. Yeah, it would be.
Oh my god.
11 would have been the result from the first roll. So, no big deal. Yeah, click the wrong thing again 2 times. Chill on pressing buttons. It's okay. So yeah, none of you kind of clock the situation, but Cryptid, you kind of like key on your internal, and you kind of click to kind of like let him know that you need, or he needs to access things,
Assistance.
and this
Yeah.
specifically. So you kind of lock in, you turn the image enhancement on that camera. Your eyes kind of widen, which would have been the clock for other people to kind of see, but they're dumb, so they don't know. And then you see it locks the picture, the image of the location, and you hear Carver on the other side. Literally 3 seconds later, just say, "Yeah, location. It seems like there's a very massive semi truck out there, just been parked there for about 5 hours." Sending the details to Morgan. Morgan, you get a clock in your head, and then Carbon says, "This is where she's going to be heading next. If you want to roll ahead in advance, you can check it out, scope it out, or if you want to stay back and wait till she gets out, she might be able to find her own ride with Alex and these other folks, but she might still need a ride from you. Your call. Giving you a choice: stay here and wait for Cryptid, the protection, or scout ahead where Cryptid will be and make sure that it's okay for her when she arrives on the scene."
In my head, the more dangerous scenario is not knowing where we're going. So I think I'm gonna go do that.
That's a scout's brain mentality. I love that shit. So you're gonna ride out. So you're gonna arrive there first. We'll clock back to that here in a second. We'll circle around. Back inside. Alex, you're able to kind of look at it and very quickly kind of jot it down in your personal. Like very easy to kind of get the information. So you have the address and the information there. And Letty, you can see that Tove does likewise. She has the information as well. So, Ernest says, "You got any other questions for me?"
I think I'm done. This isn't really my gig usually, so like I really don't know what else to do here.
He looks up at Cazador and says, "I've been really helpful. Is there any way I can get out of here? I know you guys have me on a 12-hour, but can I just go?"
Out of character. How long has he been there?
He's been there since 2 a.m. So it is currently like 6:30, 7 a.m. So 5 hours, and he's been absolutely helpful with you in every regard.
I just kind of look at him and I'll see what I can do.
All right. Alex, you would know that law enforcement would be great to have on the scene. You can definitely pull some strings if you want to drag a law enforcement officer or a few with you. But Cazador, you'd also be given the information regarding the other person, the one who was accosted and abducted from the bus last night. So that's kind of important to you as well if you want to go on your own.
Okay.
Any other questions from Alex's side of the table?
Why do you think Angela has such a bad relationship with her dad?
Well, I can tell you why. He he would hit her mom.
I'm recording now on my eye.
Okay. So, a pause for a second. I am going to be dealing with some subject matter that is obviously a bit crude and not exactly favorable. At any moment, if anybody wants to pause me, again, I do apologize. Cyberpunk can get gritty, okay? But at any moment, if something crosses a line with anybody, it's something I say with everybody in my groups, you just stop me. And I'll just say, in kind of like a very kind of simplified way, the subject matter, we will veil it, okay? So, again, I just want to throw that out there since we have a few newer players here. I don't want to walk into a situation where I'm just like grinding through trauma. That's not what I want to do. So,
And stop him in the middle of a sentence.
you can stop me at any point.
Literally anytime.
And I'm talking about like for anything. If you have like an idea that pops in your head and you're like, I want to do this, just tell me to shut up. Like, that's the one thing I try to relay to my players all the time. And it's a better game if you just walk all over me, I promise.
Verbal
Please.
red light, green light. Got it.
Unless it's me and it's a pun.
Then I will fucking murder you. No puns. None. Okay. So he says he would beat her mother. It got really bad to a point where he would start hitting her too. And she, her arm got broken up really bad. And she went to trauma on their exec program. And they said that they were going to take her away. into protective services, and he paid everybody in that department off.
Bolt did?
Bolt did. So it never happened. If you look into it, you might be able to find some information on it, but he she died, her mom, a few years later after he did what he did, and then after she died, her mom, Angel would never talk about it, but I think she was there. I think she was there when whatever happened. She doesn't talk about it though, and then they just split off. It was 4, 5 years ago. She just started street running, and that's when I met her. Me and my boy Rip, we've been deep friends for a long ass time. We grew up on a Rift Nation. I don't know if you're familiar with those. Down near LA. And we came up here to Night City uh, just after the Unification Wars. And, we were looking for a better life because LA was a fucking shithole. Tyrell Corporation and all of its bullshit. So we were hopeful. And I met her, and she was really kind of looking for a friend. And fortunately, Black Mamba, that girl, just absolutely a shining star in this fucking shitty place. Riff's got some talent with, the guitar and everything, but band wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for Black Mamba. I'm being real. But her and Angel caught along fine. I tried to be friendly, and it started to get serious a couple months ago when Riff started doing all these jobs for this fixer named Hungry or something. Anyway, sorry. I probably shouldn't be so cavalier about all this, but yeah, she means a lot to me. And her father can fucking die for all I give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'd put a bullet in his head if I ever met him.
With my Chiron, can I compose a message without needing to do anything obvious?
Yeah.
I think I still need to
Well, we're obviously you kind of have to do because you're
a
you're doing editing and then you're kind of sending it off. So there's
yeah.
a couple of visual cues that can
Okay.
be missed, but obviously I'm going to give everybody in the room the same opportunity I gave when Cryptid kind of was doing similar. So if you would like Cryptid, Letty, Cazador, and Bunny Doll, if you'd like to go ahead and make a cybertech roll to see that Alex is kind of actuating. Okay, so you're here. You understand
I'm
what's
too
going
busy
on.
going amen to shooting that guy.
Yeah. You don't even. So you're here, Bunny Doll, for a purpose. You know what's kind of going on, and so far, you haven't really had a chance to communicate with this guy, but you can see that she's getting what she wants. Alex is getting what she wants. So job is being successful here. Easiest gig you've ever did. But you can also tell that after that conversation was had, in your head when someone's been recorded, and someone's basically just been kind of put together effectively. So Alex just kind of got a bit of what she wanted here. So only person who knows is on your team. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna cut.
So
Go ahead.
before we wrap it up, I want to kind of assign this. Is this yeah, I want to assign this to an intern to start digging into the the kind of dirty history of Holt related to this topic. Can I do that?
What you can do is at this time, if you're going to continue to maneuver, keep moving and chasing down Angel, you can pass it off to an intern.
Yes.
That's absolutely fine. Go ahead, and you should have an option to roll charismatic impact, which is not what it's called for you. It's leadership,
Okay.
homebrew shit. The sheets are just not very happy
I'm
with.
just rolling a 1 every. Oh,
That is the eighth one that we've rolled tonight. This is fucking
That is
hilarious.
wild.
So
let
the
me.
five
We're getting them
minus
out early.
2 is 3. So the person on the other side of um, the phone is like, yeah, I'll get right to it. But you kind of realize that like, you kind of pass the buck to somebody who's going to pass the buck, who's going to pass the buck. You're
Oh,
familiar with
God.
this because you've been that person in the chain. So you're like,
Yeah,
I might have to look into it a little bit more thoroughly when I get back to the
got it.
office. But for now, it's fine. The ball is effectively rolling. Maybe there'll be
Right.
some scraps of information that are worth a shit when I get back to Night City
Cool.
Hall. Cutting from this group, though, as you all kind of gather yourselves, I'm going to pause for a second and I want to explain something to you as a group. You can, before you elect to roll a dice, spend luck. You have a number of luck points equal to your luck score. You add 1 for 1. You can spend as much luck as you want on a single roll, but once you're out of luck, you're out of luck for the session. Now, something that keeps happening in the chat because he's really happy about it, and we really love the fact that it works this way. If you ever have a rocker boy in your group, you can spend luck after the roll instead of before it, because rule of cool, make it happen. So you do not have a rocker boy, so you cannot do that.
Can we grab an NPC rocker?
No, it has to be a real person. Which is why Brent should be the most popular. But Brent and Stephanie should be the most popular. They're the only 2 rockers we have.
I did like having Rip last time.
He's kind of a blessing. But don't let him know. Oh wait, he's watching shit. So focusing up though, Morgan, you said you're rolling out to the location. I need you to go ahead and it should be under control. Go ahead and roll me drive land vehicles. I think that's what it's called.
You said drive land.
Yeah. Okay, so you're there in 10 minutes. It's literally, I mean, you're literally like, this is where you start, and this is where you end up. You're literally just driving in a straight line. Like, there's no thoughts for you. It's just literally, oh, it's there. It's right across the canal. Like 180
I
miles per hour. You're there.
just like in the video game, I'm going right between both lines of traffic. Just
Yes. Stoplights aren't a thing. I don't think they really work anyways, the video game. You just straight
Guardrails?
shot.
I think you mean guide rails.
Yeah. So another thing too is if you're familiar with the video game, the location that we're actually coming to is a space that's kind of multi-leveled. You've probably been past this 100 times. There's a part of the end cart like line that has like a bunch of glowing neon rings around it, right in Vista Del Rey. And where we're going is actually beneath a space in kind of like a back lot. As you pull up to the location, bear with me as I kind of maneuver some stuff off the screen here for GM layer, and then move the map marker to here. And you should see the space. So this is kind of subternal, like it's kind of down a few levels in the kind of structural layering of Night City. It's technically below the water line, and it's kind of underneath a couple of other structures. Um, as you can tell, because the trash is all over the place. It's just an absolute mess. And you can rip past the truck, but the truck in question, the location, is this semi truck. Cyber.
Alright, so
Hold on.
I guess we just find a good position and like use the Nekomata to look through the truck wall.
Okay, that's a great choice. Now, do you want to be on ground level, or would you like to ascend to a higher location?
Higher up.
Okay, so you'd park your bike maybe like 100 or so feet down, like the downrange, like back to the right of the map, effectively, and then you'd find an access point to this building, and be able to kind of get a position about 30 yards up, in this kind of blue light building here. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to pause for a second because your kind of access to this point obviously is going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to check back in with the other group to see where they're moving as you're securing your location, Corey. Okay, so for
Hold on
those,
real quick, because this is the first time I've seen this. I'm sorry for interrupting, John. But this is the first time I've seen this on Roll20, and this is the most badass shit.
okay,
Is
but
it now? Have
I'm
you
gonna make
already
it better. So to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like from a isometric positioning, yeah, that's right. I can actually make you see things in different lights. Um, this is what the space looks like from your vantage point.
Oh,
This is what you're looking at right now, Morgan.
That is
fucking
so fucking
incredible.
cool.
As you're zooming in and locking on the positions, we'll discuss what you're seeing signature wise. But I definitely need to gather what the other crew is doing. So after that conversation with Ernest, are you immediately kind of moving out and trying to get out to the location?
Was Ernest being let go?
Cazador said yes, or said
Okay.
I'll see what I can do, which
Yeah,
is
I'm just gonna see what. Yeah.
that's cop speak for yeah.
That's
Um,
cop speak for I'll sneak you out the back door when nobody's looking.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah, but you realize that it's very easy for you to let him go because he's being held here on a technicality. Basically, he was inebriated in public, so it's not even like a misdemeanor. It's not even a charge.
He just needed to sober up.
Well,
Yeah, it's just drunk,
you just needed
drunk
him so
tangled.
you needed him so he could answer questions about the people who were on that fucking bus, and he didn't have much.
But he had something.
Yeah, you got a lead now. So, Alex, do you want to grab Cazador and like tell him we would like to go and investigate that, or do you want to let Cazador do his own thing and you and your company kind of move on your own?
How did we get here?
You would have arrived via government transport, so it would have been an AV ride, but they didn't stay for you. They effectively would have left you at the site, and it would take you about 30 minutes to request another AV to come back and pick you up. It'd be easier to get a patrol car.
So if our if Angela needs medical care, Bunny, we have Bunny here that could help. And my two uh Arasaka staff would probably be helpful for security. Should if you can get us all in a vehicle, we could go there together. Cazador.
He looks to you and yeah, you're probably right. And what was the other cop's name? I forgot his name already.
Bogdanovich. If you want to call
Yeah.
him Joey Bag of Donuts, it's fine. A lot of other cops have done that already. He's the one that got shot in the gut and was presumed dead. So he got transported to
Promoted to
desk
desk
jockey
jockey.
duty. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd holler at him and tell him to prep a squad car.
You got it, Chief. You all kind of head into the basement of the space, which leads to a garage, which is filled with patrol cars. The patrol car in question that would have been access to you is not a car. It is actually like an SUV. And I
Yep.
believe these are the, oh my God, what are these called? I'm bad with a lot of the names of these vehicles, but this one is pretty common. I know the people who played Cyberpunk 2077 are going to know this thing. This is like the big kind of black, like the first time you see it was that Militech girl in that first quest. This is like the big SUV. I can't remember the name of the company that makes them though. Anyways, it's an up armored SUV. It can fit up to 8 people without issue. And so it would be you and the rest of the crew kind of entering into it. Are you going to allow for the DMS representative to join you?
Cryptid's actually going to be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure. I'm heading out. I've got a road bike waiting outside. It's
Well-
like my one possession.
Oh, you have your own.
I have no idea that they're going to that place.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
going.
you rode here on yourself. Okay, so it was basically you and
Yeah.
the superbike that came together. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you two rode together. Why would that be the case? That doesn't make sense. Okay, perfect.
They rode together and like we're gonna do
I don't
separate
know her. I
interviews.
don't know how good she is at driving.
No, no,
She's
no,
got a
no.
fancy bike, but doesn't do shit.
Morgan on the superbike with Cryptid on the back. I don't know why my brain
Oh,
was like,
oh,
that's
right.
where we're at.
And I'm literally gonna go and get to my bike and just sit down and like exhale and quickly wipe my face of all of this girly pop makeup and dig into my pocket, get out my makeup kit and do some quick anti-surveillance shit.
As that's happening, you hear a voice in your head that says, Oregon's almost on the scene. Move out as quick as you can. Carbon
On it.
speaking. And then on the opposite side of that, as you folks are, the patrol cars being loaded up with the the crew, and then Cryptid's getting ready for less legal operations. Um, on the opposite side, Morgan, you would see that as you're kind of waiting there, you track in, and there does appear to be one sensor that you can ping, but there's also the armor casing on the back end of this truck seems to be like insulated against tech enhancements peering through it or any kind of enhancements peering through it. And so you're not sure what's inside of the back hauler of the truck, but there does appear to be one signature inside of the driver's seat. And from what you can tell as you're sitting there just kind of watching their signature, is they are machine linked, which means that they have a device that's connected to the back of their neck into their neuroport, which basically locks them in with the vehicle so that it steers perfect. And they know exactly like handling and operations are kind of flawless. And then they seem to be smoking a cigarette, just kind of casually waiting, it seems, from what you can tell. Okay.
Alrighty, I'll keep trained on them just in case they try to drive off at any point.
Okay. So what I'll say is I'm going to drop a patrol car on the scene here, but I'm also going to drop another one, which we'll deal with here in a second. Right side of the road.
What do you want?
Here to the tokens. Okay. So I'm going to switch to the map here. So that will be your car, Cazador. And then bicycle.
Bicycle.
Based on the no kind of like issues, kind of movement that we were talking about from Cazador and crew, I'm assuming that the patrol car will arrive before the road bike. Actually, it'll be pretty close. How do I make them tie break? Cazador and Cryptid, both of you go ahead and make a control drive land vehicles. And then whoever gets the higher of the two will go and arrive there first. Okay.
Chad.
So Cazador, you arrived
Cazador.
just shortly before. As you're moving that way, you have audio pickups, so you're hearing kind of radio scans like police scanners, and you don't hear anything in this area. So there's no like noise when it comes to like NCPD contacts for this area. So there's nothing weird going on. No, no codes are being thrown out. It seems like this will be a safe location.
Can I have taken a slight detour instead of coming straight down this way, go around the block before I get here and come out like on that north side?
And I will say too that at the point where you're kind of coming around and coming up that way, you'll actually get a heads up from Carbon, who's basically feeding you information, not visuals, but information from Morgan's point of view. There's an individual inside of the truck. We can't tell what's inside of the back of the truck. I think a breach is going to be required, so get on the scene as quick as you can. And you kind of make your way around safely to that location. To your surprise, Cazador, this quiet space kind of, it's early as fuck in the morning. Most of the traffic in Night City at around 7, 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. is going to be locked in traffic trying to get to their office jobs. Nobody gives a fuck about this area right now. This will probably be more traffic, like, during the day or like later in the evening. But for right now, nobody gives a shit about this street. It is yours and yours alone. Or you would think that. Until you see a red and blue cop car pull up straight behind that vehicle. And then you watch as 4 individuals in what looks to be SWAT armor jump out of the vehicle and start moving on the back of the truck. So, again, Cryptid, you'll arrive in the scene kind of at a slightly later point, not super later, so just you'll be on kind of standby at current.
Got it.
Morgan, you are right in the window. You're watching the shit happen, and this is 2 cop cars that are arriving on the scene. As you kind of look over to the cop car that is the Cruise, the pip that Carbon has put on Alex's head remains on her head. You know where Alex is no matter where she goes. If she is ever in your sight line, for some reason, Carbon has made it so that you know this is Alex, the undersecretary of the mayor's office. So, if Carbon says, "All right, killer," you know what to do.
Oh my
Which
God.
one was it? Oh,
It's that one with the big yellow arrow over the top of him.
God dang it.
When it turns red, push, 0 them. But for everybody else, let me go ahead and grab some tokens here. Cazador, you are not in the GM layer. Let's go ahead and put you in the tokens layer. And also, why is that happening? Compact, baby. All right, Cazador. We got Letty. We got Letty. Do you want because we have the cars are a little bit bigger than what they look like on the screen. Like I said, it's an SUV. I don't have a token for it. But would you be shotgun or would you want tow shotgun? Again, security operatives here.
I'll do shotgun, Tove in the back with the VIP.
You got it, boss. All right. This is apparently Tove for now, I guess. Tokens are being
So
annoying.
different.
She's great. She's incognito. She's got the
Yeah.
ooh
Ooh,
stealthy.
spooky.
Then it is Bunny Doll, and thank God that worked. And then we have Alex. Am I missing anybody? I'm missing someone. 1, 2, 3.
No, that's all.
No, yeah, you're on the motorcycle. You'll be
us.
coming in on the north
Yeah.
side. Yeah, you'll drop in
Yeah.
here in a second.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that's not on there.
Can you see it okay, though?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, you'll appear, like you said, you wanted to come up from here, so you'll appear on that scene there. And you'll be kind of coming into it with knowledge, like foreknowledge, because Morgan will be kind of, is obviously kind of seeing the scene. So Carbon seeing the scene, so Carbon will tell you what you need to do when you arrive. So you're like right there, ready to go. So you're pulling up Cazador. You see these individuals break out of the vehicle, and it looks like they are a SWAT team, kind of moving up. I'd like for you to make this is under education, local expert Night City roll.
Okay, give me just a second.
And yes, Chedwards, that is exactly what this thing looks like.
$15.
Okay, so you would see that their armor is outdated. Like this is a 66, like at least a decade old Night City SWAT team. So you're not sure what that's about. Also, there are no communications currently going on between them and anyone else. So that's a bit suspicious.
So does the car look current?
But it does, yeah. It looks like
Okay.
a patrol car that would be bog standard for Night City patrol officers. But the armor does not look new. A lot of
Did
cutbacks.
you bring backup?
don't know. I don't know who these guys are.
Do you stop the car or pull up
I'm
closer?
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna slow the car down and stop. And
Okay. This guy right here moves around to the front of the car and he says, "Get the fuck out of the car! Get the fuck out of the car! Hands up! Hands fucking up right now!" And you can see a guy get out of the car. Morgan, you can see that the machine link pops, which means that he disconnects from the space, and he gets out. He kind of puts his hands up. He's wearing like a blue jacket that has like a logo or something on the side of it, kind of like a fur fringe on it. And he just looks like a guy, just like a casual guy. I'd say Cazador, Letty, you'd probably be the first two to see him. Go ahead and roll a d10 to see if you see him for somebody who might be someone you know. Reputation. Letty, you are rolling hella low for late. This individual you would recognize as a celebrity. The individual goes by the name Spotlight, and he is an influencer. He hasn't done a lot of shit lately, but he is
I
like
thought I recognized that token.
he's
Yeah.
he's like a net influencer who is
Yeah.
like definitely kind of a bigger name. And I think I have a handout for him. Gosh, I hope I have the handout for him. Yeah, I sure do. This is what he looks like. He's not currently doing like weird hand signs, but that's basically what he's dressed like.
why is it Logan Paul?
That's a great question.
I didn't want to say it. Oh,
His weird
it is
hand
Logan.
signs are more like this.
Yeah, his weird hand signs
Yeah.
are this. Yeah, 100%.
Whose character was this?
This was
am I
Tim.
allowed to take him
Tim.
out now? Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can take the shot if you want. he's like, oh, and he just seems to be confused. And the guy who's kind of pointing the gun at him is kind of moving up on him. Cazador, this is suspicious, but it seems like he's moving standard operating, so it's not like he's doing anything outside of what a cop would do. This individual moves to the back of the truck. Again, these are all going to keep happening until somebody says they do something, so keep in mind. This guy moves up a bit. Looks like he takes a kind of vested position on the hood of the car. Looks like he's locked in so that he can fire into the back of the truck when it's opened. And then this individual is going to move here. And Morgan and probably Cazador, if you guys are getting out of the truck, again, stop me at any point and tell me what you're doing.
I am keeping an eye on that on the back door. Make sure.
Yep. I'd say from your angle and like the vantage point that we showed, you could probably get a shot in that first 10 feet or so of the back end of the truck if necessary. So once if he goes deeper into the truck, he'll basically vanish from sight. But Cazador, Morgan, that guy who moved up in between, the middle guy, he's moving very slow. Looks like he's wearing a heavier armor flak jacket. And he's got an assault rifle with a grenade launcher combination. And it looks like he is slotting a grenade round into it and preparing it for fire. So
Fire a grenade into the truck?
that's a possibility now, yeah. Again, you are in the car that pulled up behind this. This is all unfolding. You just need to
I can see this too.
Yes.
Wait. What is going on here? Isn't Angela in there?
That's my guess.
Okay, so and you don't know who these guys are?
No.
Are you
They're techs
able-
old.
Are you able to talk to them over the radio?
I don't have any communications in this area from any other officers.
Can you send them one?
You watch as the man at the door removes his pinky finger, pulls it off, and then you see a welding torch burst out from that spot as he puts it against the lock mechanism on the back of the door.
Okay, I don't like this. We have to stop this.
Okay. So as I see the guy putting
As you step out of the car and kind of get out to like survey the situation, that gentleman who was like yelling at the driver says, "Get the fuck down on the ground!" And you watch as Logan Paul, Spotlight, gets down on the ground and puts his hands over his head. And he's moving up on him as that's happening. And you can see that he's got the rifle positioned and he's bringing his hand down, pulling cuffs off of his belt, and then kind of locking his arm underneath the rifle for firing secure. Continue with what you're doing, Cazador.
Okay. So as I see the guy take the his pinky off and start blowtorching the door. I'm gonna stomp on the gas of the car and hit the guy that's in between us and the other
Okay.
police car.
So you see this guy kind of turn around and kind of face you before you do that, and he's kind of like waving you away. But you see that he leaves his rifle kind of set up on the car. You then drive. Go ahead and give me a drive roll. And at this point, too, everybody needs to roll initiative.
Including me?
I like that I sat in the
Whoa.
front of the car.
Cyberpunk.
What's driving?
Oh, I forgot to
okay.
select my token.
Oh, and sorry, Morgan, you have basically been on the level ready to go. So if you want to take a shot, you can.
Oh yeah, I was about to say if they're ramming this first guy, I'll take the shot on the second.
You're going for the welder? Or the grenadier?
No, the one in the middle.
The grenadier. Okay, cool.
No,
Yeah.
go for the welder. Don't let him
He-
open that door.
Hey! Let her live her life, okay?
We kind of need the door open.
Yeah, let them finish the job so we don't have to do it. 100% with you on that, Corey.
I think the only ones that clicked our tokens are me and Liz.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. New people who may not use Roll20 on the daily, select your token and then hit initiative. If you do it a second time, it'll give you the second initiative. Because you're new, and this is the first time I'll allow it, in the future I won't, you can change it to the higher number, so the first roll, or keep it as the second roll. Totally okay with that. You're not fighting bozos on your first clock, so that's...
I'll definitely take the 16 over a 0.
Fair go. Everybody on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing...
Me.
Yeah. No, Letty's on there. Oh, Cryptid, sorry. Okay, hell yeah. Descending. Oh. I don't think you're going to beat that one on a second roll, so I'm just going to add you manually. Because you don't have a token to select. Because I'm a failure as a friend,
Yeah.
you
as
didn't
a,
get
as a
it on
GM, as a referee, as a person in general. Are you coming into this space with the cryptid mask on, by the way?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so we're going to show you something cool. See up at the top, you see her character there?
Mhm.
Choose side, switch. Hell yeah. Such a
Whoa.
simple,
Oh, sick.
it's such a
Brilliant.
simple thing, but I love it. Add turn. And 24 was it? Yeah, hell yeah. Okay.
Damn.
And I think these fucking
I'd like to
pigs...
steal Lark's luck, please.
Seems like
Hey, look, I also got a 1 today.
she's
So
rolling...
Next roll.
Oh, that's right, you did roll. Okay.
Min max.
And
Yeah.
my comps are going on 10. So, Morrigan, you are acting before the initiative clock, and Cazador, you are acting before the initiative clock. So, Cazador, did you throw me that drive roll?
Yeah, I did. It was an 11.
Okay, he's able to move out of the way of the vehicle, but you slam your car into their car, which knocks the rifle onto the ground in between the two. And then everybody who was in the car is now here instead. So just so we have some context, Letty, you're on the passenger side, which means you can exit to the right only. Bunny Doll, you're on the right, you can exit to the right only. Cazador left, Tove left, and then Alex, because you're in the backseat in between the two, you cannot leave the vehicle until other people leave the vehicle.
Who's he?
I need to change that. Bear with me here. Cryptid. Cryptid, you will not be acting during the first round of initiative. You'll be acting during either the second or third, depending on a couple of subjects. So before all of that, Morrigan, in your character sheet on the left side, there should be an attack characteristic for the Nekomata. Go ahead and click attack, and then we will see how that goes. And before you take the shot, oh, it's too late. But before you take a shot like this, you typically want to call out whether you're going for the head or not. If you're going for the head, if you hit a person in the head and it gets through their armor, it does double damage. So obviously critical hits or more deadly hits. However, with that roll, I wouldn't have suggested it. You are, like I said, about 30 meters up, and then down shot. I would say we're at a distance of about 50 meters or 52 meters, 55 meters, because you had setup, which means that you're kind of like right in the sweet spot for shooting a person. And with a 16 over 15, that'll hit. So that'll do 20 damage to the target. And they have black, which is going to be 15. Means that's only going to do 5 damage, but it'll ablate their armor by 1. So when you hit them with the Nekomata, it slams into their armor, and you watch it kind of like hit hard. Oh, wait, hold on. You're new. Helping. As a move action, you charge the rifle, which means it's a tech weapon, so you've charged it. Then you fire it, which means it's going to have their big-ass armor and get through more damage. Sorry, I forgot what I gave you. I forgot. So that would actually
I also assumed that I already had it charged, seeing I was trying to use it to see through things.
Yes, correct. Good, solid points. And my failures as a referee will always be eternal because I'm recording this shit. So 15 halved is 7, rounded down, or rounded up 8. So then 8 off of the top of 20, which means 12 damage. I've taken 5, I need 7 more. I'm the best at math. Okay, so that was before the initiative clock. Then it goes to the actual initiative clock. What we're seeing in the situation, the fight begins when a car slams into the space and you hear a large kind of just detonation of a shot. I don't know if anybody's very familiar with the Nekomata in the video game, but it kind of leaves like a tracer because it's like the movie Eraser. It kind of has like a whoosh shot. So you see that come from a tower nearby or a building nearby and slam into the heaviest armored cop. I believe it's about to happen again, too. Morgan, what would you like to do on your initiative since you go first?
Oh, I forgot she wasn't up first. Yeah, I mean,
Again?
move action and shoot.
Yes. Okay, go ahead and let her loose again with the second shot.
And also, just you said they were in the 51 to 100
Yes.
range, right?
They're 55 meters out from you because you're up a bit.
Okay, so I should have a +3.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, right, because you're perk.
Yeah, no, +5.
Right.
I don't know how that. I don't know.
So we'll just
Whatever.
add it in the aftermath. So 26 will be the total here, which means that you're very successful. And 21 damage to the chest. Armor was ablated, so it's 14. Half of 14 is 7. 7 minus 21 is 14. 14 damage is what they're taking.
Jesus.
And let's double check. Okay, so another thing to check out for, sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. But if you ever roll 2 6s on a damage characteristic, it critically succeeds and also does a critical injury. So you add more damage and also have a chance of like doing damage to a limb, their lungs, their internals, etc. 2 solid shots. This guy is seriously injured. In Cyberpunk Red parlance, what that means is they are half their hit points removed, at least. And from this point forward, they'll have a -2 to all rolls, except damage rolls, all rolls for any skills that they try to operate and do. Morgan, done. Alex, slam into the car, and then everyone's getting ready to jump out. It looks like these cops are kind of turning their attention towards your vehicle. You are kind of stuck in the back seat.
Can I use like a? Okay, so I guess first, and you can use move and action in any order, right?
And you can do either between the others. So if you have like rate of fire 2, you could fire, move, fire. Or if you're moving, you can fire at any point with your action. Yeah. Actions can interrupt movement.
I would shout at Cazador. You can't let them take Angela. And I would use my leadership skill.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, my delegate skill. Politician can forego their own efforts in a fight to delegate tasks. So as an action, Cazador will gain an additional action.
on their turn. Yep.
Mhm.
Speaking of Cazador, do you have any movement? Do you want to initiate in?
Can I duck?
Yeah, you can kind of lower yourself down so you're kind of hidden behind seats.
Yeah, I want to get as low as I can get.
Cazador, your turn. You have an additional action you can take during your turn because of the delegate feature from the politician. So, it's a movement to just get out of the vehicle, if that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Or if you want to continue driving it, you could still try to use it as a murder machine.
No, I just wanted to
Okay.
get me closer. So
Pop out.
Yep, hop out, and then I'm just gonna stay behind the open door
Yeah,
and take a shot at the boy right immediately in front of me.
the armored one. Okay.
Where's my weapon?
Okay. So assault rifle, this point blank is it's a choice. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I gotta fix something. It's doing a goober. It defaults to feet because D&D is so popular. There we go. 4 meters, which means we needed a 22 to hit, and a 21 will miss. So you pop out, you take the single shot and the series of shots in auto fire, and it's just like a spray of bullets kind of at the ground behind him, onto him, but not like in lethal ways. And he's kind of turning his attention after taking 2 solid shots to the back. Like, who the fuck are you? Okay. Bunny Doll, you are.
Hold on, he has one more action.
Oh, you have another action. Do you want to shoot
I
again?
do. I'm going to shoot him again.
Okay. Do you want to back up and do it, or do you want to hold that position? Because again, where you're at is a tough ride, and if you want to do it, do you want to spend luck before you roll?
Well, I already rolled it. I didn't think about it. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
just a bunch of bullets. You're down 20 rounds in your assault rifle, so you have 5 rounds remaining, which means you can't auto fire again. That is pretty stellar. So Bunny Doll, on you. When the car hits, you see the guy who dodged out of the way kind of like getting up off of the curb, and you are inside of the car door. If you wish to remain inside, it's up armored, so you should be safe-ish. Or if you want to pop out and just start fucking with this guy, he's pretty much isolated and all yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump out of the car and I'm gonna use my monowire to attack him.
Yep. Let's go ahead and give me, I think it's rate of fire 2 for the monowire. So you should be able to click the attack characteristic on the kind of left side. Okay. And then because it's a melee weapon, I have to roll evasion. Character sheet. Fighting. Edit. Okay. Evasion. He's going to dodge that one. And then, is it say rate of fire 2 on there, on the monowit?
Yeah, I do see that.
Okay, go ahead and roll it a second time. Also, I think I gave you points in melee weapons. I don't know why it's saying it as 0.
Yeah, I have 0 levels, but I have points in like everything.
That's weird.
But 0 levels and everything.
Hold on. Where are your skills? I plugged these skills in. What's happening? Okay, well, that's not right. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have melee weapons 6 because that's all you do when it comes to fighting.
Yes.
Roll20 has done some weird shit for skills. I think Tom still has problems with the social tab. That shit's hilarious. I'm popping in
I think
here.
that's just Tom.
I'm making an executive call here just for the purpose of the fight. I will correct this after the fact, but that roll would have been a total of 20, the first one, and the second roll would have been a total of 17. So the 20 would have actually hit, and the second one would also hit. Okay, and then monowire says it counts as a melee weapon. And something regarding critical injury, which we'll deal with here in a second. But the first one will get through. SP values for melee weapons are halved. So that would mean that his 11 is a 6. 11 damage would be 5 damage. And his ablation. And then this next one will be 18 damage. And a critical injury. I'm going to go ahead and click critical injury. This one would be to the body. Very cool, very cool. So 18 damage minus 10 is 8. He's getting up off the curb. You come out and lash him across the back, and he kind of like sprawls his hands out. Then you bring the mono whip down onto his hand, and you can see his like knuckles kind of pop underneath it as he kind of lays there. He's not seriously injured, but he's obviously kind of very unable to hold the gun that he has in his hand. The pistol that he'll be going for, rather, because his rifle's on the car. Okay, and then do you want to move anymore?
Yeah, if I can, I want to get back behind the car door.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, you kind of pop back into the car, kind of holding it closed as the whip kind of slams back into your wrist. Okay, it goes to them. This guy, kind of looking at the situation, the guy with the mono, or the guy with the welding torch, kind of stops burning and reattaches his finger, and then goes to draw his weapon and readies it. That's his whole turn. This guy who turns about on you kind of looks at the situation, and he'll move to here, and he's going to fire the grenade launcher into the truck.
Oh no!
Great.
Cazador, because of your positioning, I'm going to let you roll a melee weapons attack for flavor.
Carry this, you casual.
It's so he.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I don't see it on my.
Well played. If inspiration was a thing, you would have it. This is not
Find
D&D.
10 eddies on the ground.
You find 10 eddies on the ground. Yeah, that seems to be the gimmick. Morrigan, you find 10 eddies in the sniper nest that you found. Yep, okay. So you kind of like fire, and as you're kind of like, backing away, you see the guy kind of circle around the car door and get ready to fire a grenade launcher into it. You drop the rifle into your hand so you're holding the barrel, and then you use it as a baseball bat and swing and hit the grenade. With that roll, it's going to pong it over to here and knock it in between these kind of structures, so the grenade goes off there instead. Not a normal thing we do, but we are doing it for this. Moving to here, he's going to take a shot at Cazador. You said you were behind the door, so there's cover. I said it was up armored, so 20. Damn, that's a hella fucking good roll. Okay, so Cazador, you kind of like baseball bat swing. You kind of look over your shoulder, like the mirror shades kind of reflecting his features as the camera kind of zooms on your face. This guy's kind of locking in with his assault rifle, or SMG rather, and you kind of like see him out of the corner of your eye. You move behind the car door, and you just hear as the glass and the armor is kind of ripped to shreds. Some of the bullets pass by you as the car door is basically ruined, but you are not harmed. But the cover is no longer usable. And then this guy did that, and this guy gets up and is going to push himself against the car door. And he's going to try and reach in and grab you, Bunny Doll. I need you to roll evasion. And he's yelling obscenities like, "Get the fuck out of the car!" Cop shit. Evasion will be under fighting. Perfect. Yeah, he reaches in, you kind of back away, and the whip's kind of like slowly ejecting out as you're like pulling it out for the next stage of the thing. But since he tried to grab, that was his whole action. Letty, this is happening right behind you, passenger door shit. So if you want to pop out and shoot him, point blank, 100% a thing. Just professional as fuck. Door opens, pops out, pulls it up to his head, and because you're point blank, that will hit. Oh, do you just shoot him in the chest? I kind of said in the head, but if you want to...
Chest.
Chest, okay.
Yeah.
That'll hit. His armor's already pretty fucked from the mono whipping, so that'll do 2 points of damage. Okay, and you have a second shot. Rate of fire 2 on that pistol.
Oh, I always forget. I don't have to use it a lot.
I think this is the second time ever.
Yeah.
Also hitting for 3 more points. Okay.
Dick.
Cryptid, this is where you arrive. So you're here. Imagine you are on a bike. You are moving at speed. If you wish to stop moving, that'll be your movement. If you wish to continue moving, That will also be your movement. The bike can effectively go 20 squares, and if you want to run it into somebody or something,
Oh my god.
that's also
that
an
is
option.
exactly my plan.
Whip the bike.
If
Which was the guy with the grenade launcher? Was it the one down here?
it's this guy, and also I would say with Morrigan kind of like aiming at that individual, Carbon has basically synced that positioning to you, so you know all you have to do is wind around that car and slam right into them with the bike.
That is what I am going to do. I'm going to try to dismount just as I get there, though. So that
I want an
don't-
evasion roll from you, but I also want to drive land vehicles from you.
Okay.
And then I will explain it depending
control,
on your
drive
roll.
land vehicles.
It's under control.
That one first. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, girly.
Body, and you said it's going to be.
Fighting evasion.
Oh.
Oh,
Right.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
Under fighting, you
Fighting.
should have evasion. Yeah.
Airplane.
Evasion.
Okay.
Perfect.
Pause for a second, folks.
I'm gonna get off like
Letty-
right here.
Hold on.
and skid over this guy.
I got you. This is gonna be
Okay.
this is gonna be great. This is gonna be crisp. Letty, you pop out, you shoot the guy. Then you hear a like absolute sound of like a road bike, like chunky motorcycle just coming
Oh,
through.
man.
You look to the left and you see this fucking bike, and you just see this demon face glowing in the dark, racing right towards you. This road bike zips through, moves past the car, kind of tips up on the curb a little bit, and then snaps past. And as you see that happen through the two cars, you watch as that demon face flips off the back of the bike rails into the guy, and you see this kind of aloof individual flipping through the air, who clothing wise you kind of recognize from earlier, but she does this like beautiful somersault in the air, landing on the concrete like weapon in hand, as this guy is absolutely taken out and slammed into the wall behind him. Your bike
Just kind of.
your bike seems
I
fine.
don't have my own weapon, but I would like to take theirs if possible.
Ooh, that I'm not gonna argue with you. That shit was dope roll wise. That was over 20 in every respect. So yeah, as you hit them, the assault rifle goes flipping in the air. The grenade launcher is currently empty, so it can't be reloaded. But yeah, you have an assault rifle, and I will add that to your character sheet.
All right, and I'm gonna.
Oh, that was
beat in
it.
On
Actually,
I'm just gonna beat in on them so that
Okay.
my focus is there, so they know.
cool. Morgan, you'll be next, and basically target objective. They remove themselves from your visual. They are dead. You know they're dead. You're the only one who knows for a fact that's true. And then the other 3 targets are available to you.
Morrigan's gonna take just a hot second and realize, wow, if I wasn't wanting to be on a team with this person, I am now.
Holy shit.
That was the most impressive thing. Okay. What's the guy on that Cryptid's looking at now? What's his
SMG. Heavy submachine gun. Looks like pretty bog standard for like low rent cops. Probably some budget arms bullshit. Again, it could definitely kill a person. That's what they're made for. But definitely the only threat that seems to be against your team at current.
Okay. Then the guy who was breaking and entering,
He has stopped.
he had like an assault rifle.
That's right. It looks like he's pulling up an assault rifle, which is similar to the one that Cryptid just caught out of the air, except instead of a grenade launcher, it has a master key, which is a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
They call it that because they shoot the hinges out on doors.
I think we're going to headshot the SMG.
Okay. So headshot means you'll take a -8 to the roll, but because it's an aim shot, it's only a -5 for you. And then you're going to go ahead and gain a +5 because of range, which means we're just rolling at number. So then go ahead and click that.
Ew.
Okay. Fuck. So this person's just wearing Kevlar. This is the lightweight one. That's funny as shit.
Damn.
Okay.
You're the A-team.
And you ignore their armor. You ignore their armor for half, okay? Because you're doing a charge shot. Makes sense. Kevlar's 4, 30, or 13 times. So what's 9 times 2? 18. 18 to the head. And no doubles. Kind of low on the damage roll, unfortunately, but solid hits regardless. So basically, you hit them in the head, and it's kind of like careening to the side. It looks like you put a pretty decent gash in their helmet, and like their visor has popped off on half of it, so you can kind of see the guy's face. And as you're kind of looking down it through the scope, like paying attention to it, you can see his eye kind of look up confused, and there's like panic and like confusion and terror all at once in that eye, and you're just like, yeah, give me a second. Click. As you're ready the next round. That'll be next turn. Alex, you are up. Cazador's out of the vehicle. Letty is also out of the vehicle. She would have popped out using the car door that's in between her and the cop.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did Tove act?
Sorry, yeah, that's correct. Tove would have acted on Letty's initiative. She would have popped out, and bear with me here. Thank you. I got a lot going on here, and there's flips and shit.
Yeah.
Tove. She would have popped out, and she would have shot her pistol. She would have gone for a headshot on the same guy that was just shot by that. Why would it do that? We're going to go with the 18. We like the 18, but I don't think it hits. Bear with. 12 meters, 15 minus 8, and that's going to be a miss with the 18. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, big ass hand cannon, pulls it out, shoots once. It just nearly misses the guy. Okay. Alex, you're up.
Would I incur a penalty for shooting over Bunny?
No, because of the proximity. You can basically use Bunny as a firing platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like climb
Use a
over
shoulder.
Bunny and hold my heavy pistol out the window and fire right at his head.
Yeah, 'cause remember, he pulled the door open, and then Letty's using the door as cover. So, like, there's
got
nothing
it.
between Bunny doll and the cop.
Okay. And so I will shoot.
And you're just going
That's
for
a
chest,
20.
right?
Head.
Oh, okay, you went for head. Alright, so that's point blank. Minus 8 would mean you need a 12. No, sorry, minus 8 would mean you need a 21, which means you missed by 1, unfortunately.
Oh, fuck my life. Okay.
Yeah. Remember, spend luck before you roll them, especially if you want it.
Oh, I forgot about
This
that.
is a heavy pistol, so you have a second shot if you'd like to take it.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend. Let's see, how much luck do I have? Oh, I don't have
If you
much.
click your
Okay.
if you click your token, the blue bar and also the blue circle.
Oh,
will
I see
indicate
it.
Your luck points.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 luck.
Okay.
But I have to roll a 20.
You need a
Yeah, I can do it.
22 to hit the head. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and fire at the head again.
Okay.
Wait, is that crazy?
It's kind of wild, but I'm okay with it. Taking this guy in the chest isn't a bad idea. He's kind of low.
Yeah, let's shoot for the chest. I think that's safer.
It's like my dad always said, center of mass.
So, and that's plus 3 luck.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's going to hit. It would not have hit the head, so good choice on the decision making there. This guy's armor's kind of
The
folded
chest,
already
one to
from...
head.
Bingo. This guy's armor is kind of already folded a bit from Letty and Bunny Doll shenanigans. So that means that he's going to take 6 of that, and his armor is now down to a 7. And he's seriously injured at this point, which means he's got a -2 penalty to all his rolls.
I'm gonna drop out of the car here and kind of duck down. And that's my turn.
Cazador, as you kind of like baseball bat swing the grenade away, and you spin the rifle back into your hand, you do a quick check. You only have 5 rounds left in the weapon. You can switch to single fire mode, which means you're going to be more accurate but at distance, or you can go for the sidearm. What would you like to do? Breaking up. What did you say?
No, I was seeing if you can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, weird. I don't know why my stuff's doing that. I would reach for my sidearm.
Okay, you got the sling on the rifle, so it just drops to the arms, pistol out, and who's your target? Are we going for the SMG guy, or the guy who pulled his assault rifle, or do you want to shoot through the car doors now that there's an opening at the guy on the other side who's accosting the girlies?
I'm pretty sure the girlies can handle themselves.
Yeah, they're
I'm gonna
fucking
shoot
him
the
up.
guy.
It's literally a mess.
Yeah, just,
Poor bastard was getting curb stomped.
yeah. I'm gonna. Threat assessment would be the guy on the back of the
Yeah.
vehicle.
Good call. Okay, and this is just standard shot. No
Yep.
aiming. Okay. And you're still using the car door, but it's pretty fucked up, so it's not going to provide any cover. That'll hit, and 10 damage to the chest, and it is a heavy pistol, so you have a second shot. Also, I believe we would have it currently loaded with standard and AP, so he's wearing armor. Do you want that to have been an armor-piercing round?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, second shot. That also hits the exact same numbers. Okay, so it doesn't look like it gets through his armor, either of those shots. It looks like the armor is definitely causing a problem. So I assume at that point you'd say to the gun, armor piercing, and it would switch inside. If anybody has watched Judge Dredd. Yeah.
Hey.
All right. You don't have cover with that door. Do you want to maneuver so you have cover with the car, or do you want to hold your position? Because if you just backtrack like 5 feet, you
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn it. Backtrack 2 meters. Sorry, you got a bit of cover with the car or car front. Okay, Bunny Doll, you're in the car, but nobody else is, so you kind of have room to kind of get the whip going and coming out. You could also just like violently accost him, brawling style, and push him away from you. Your call.
Bunny kick him.
Give him a bunny kick. Or just
You
reach
know,
out.
that is tempting, but I am a small person, so I don't know how effective that will be coming from an
Laser whip is the better choice. I will agree. Stylistically,
Fair.
maybe not. Maybe in the movies that might work, but the mono whip is definitely the one. Go ahead, give me 2 attacks with that. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. No. Yep. No fumbles. All right. First one is gonna miss. He dodges it, and then the second one he will not evade. So he will take. His armor value is currently at a 7, so he'll take 1 damage and a blade 1, which means he's now at a 6. Okay. So you kind of whip out the first one. It kind of catches on the car door, or the car frame, rather, the door frame, and you watch it cut cleanly through, like leaving like this kind of burning edge as it kind of passes through it, and then it misses, and then you bring up the second shot and it kind of clips him on the cheek. Alright, well, he's a cop, so he's probably a sexist, so he says, "You fucking bitch!" And he'll put his gun in the car door and try and shoot at you. Point blank. What's your reflexes, Bunny Doll?
Obviously great. I'm a rabbit.
Well, what's the number?
Says reflex is 6.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's not an 8, so you can't dodge gunshots. Okay. Cool. It'll go to him, and he is shooting. Why does it keep selecting yours? That's really weird. Okay. I need a 13 plus 8, 21. Heavy weapon. A very heavy handgun. Okay. So, wow, that's relatively close, but not on the nose. So he points the gun in, and it's like barrel towards your face, and you're kind of leaning backwards like, oh shit. Big old blast, deafening sound, gunshot right in front of you. But in the aftermath, you just hear like this loud kind of scraping sound. And everybody on the other side of the car, that door was open to let Tove out, and you can see the bullet go through the cushion of the seat and slam into the concrete behind you. He like looks at you as he kind of starts to wind the gun back in towards your face, but you narrowly evaded. Well, he didn't aim good, that shot. Letty, you will go after these other two. Hold on, I still have other cops. This one will move up towards Cryptid, and with his SMG, he will full auto, hoping to take you down. I think he hits. No. That's that. Because that would have been really awesome and heinous. And it didn't roll the right stuff anyway, so yeah, hot mess. But a miss regardless.
Sucks to suck.
So yeah, he unloads the remainder of the clip for him.
Good scrub.
And you kind of as you're kind of grabbing the rifle out of the air and landing, you kind of do a quick toss down spin. Do you have reflexes 8?
No, reflex 6.
Okay. If anybody has reflexes 8, you can dodge bullets. Just as a heads up. So
Damn.
Noted.
I'm just saying, eventually you won't have to.
Good to know.
Morgan's like, you can dodge bullets, so you can just sit up here, not even worry
And be the
about it.
bullets.
So that's that. And then this guy with the assault rifle, he is actually not going to use it this point blank. He's going to rush in on you, and as he's doing so, you see his hand kind of drop off to his side, and he drops out what appears to be a billy club. And he's going to go into melee with you. I need 2 evasion rolls from you, Cryptid. Okay. He's going to hit you with the first one. And you are wearing what kind of armor? It'll be on the right side, kind of down a little bit. Muted if you're talking.
Sorry, light armor jacket.
Okay. So that means an 11 value. Okay. And it's a melee weapon, so I have it. So 6. I will be doing a total of 5 points of damage to you. And your armor will ablate, which means that it should have 2 values, 11, 11. The left side needs to go down by 1. And so when he comes in, he swings with this club and hits you kind of in the shoulder, and it stings heavily, and then when he kind of brings it up and tries to bat you in the other shoulder, you kind of bring yourself up from the spin and move away from the dodging away.
Yeah.
All right. It goes to you. The assault rifle, you could shoot.
Whoa.
Letty.
Excuse me, sir.
Like,
Sir.
I know this is my job,
Sir.
but I still get to do shit. You've got this guy point blank.
Yeah, and we're gonna fucking shoot at him.
Okay.
17
Body, not the head. That'll work.
body.
And he's currently sitting on 6 armor, so he'll take 5 second shot. And that'll miss.
Nope.
That'll jam also. Your weapon cannot be fired again until you clear the jam, which will require an action.
Yep. And then
Alright.
Tove.
Tove, thank you. Is yeah,
Gonna be awesome.
She's Letty brained. She's not gonna forget where her bread is buttered. So, for fuck's sake, roll 20. I get it. I have a whole bunch of people out here. He is going to. Yeah, she's kind of a brawler. She's gonna rush up behind this guy and snap kick. Just like a jumping kick at the back of him. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're rolling in the open, by the way.
No, for Tove I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be 3d6.
I mean, it felt really good to see that 31.
It's
That's a
pretty
crit.
great.
That's a crit as well.
She's pretty great.
That's critical injury to the body. He kind of spins around to try and block her. She kicks his fingers into his chest. Oh, he can't have that one. He gets to have a second one. Sorry, because he can't have it. Yeah, no, that's better. He doesn't turn around quick enough. She jump kicks him right in the back of the lower back, and you can hear a loud pop as he goes flying and hits the ground. She is trained to finish up, so she will actually, after kicking him and him falling, jump up in the air and bring her knee down on his upper back, and you just hear the life deflate out of him as she breaks him in half.
Good.
She kind of gives you like a nod, but you can tell that she's doing the bit. She's not trying to like look like she's blushing too much when the boss said, "Oh, you did a good job, buddy." Okay, so now it's cryptid. You're at point blank. Assault rifle is going to be hard to hit, even with skill, and I don't think you have it for assault rifles. You're muted again.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I have somebody 5 feet away from me in the same game, so
Oh,
you know.
Totally
trying to
understand.
toggle it. All right, so I understand that I'm not really trained in assault rifles, but I learned last game that they are also melee weapons.
Yes.
So.
So if you have melee
You right?
weapons trained, you can make a melee weapons roll. It is what I would consider a heavy melee weapon, which means if you hit with it, it'll do 3d6.
I do have. I don't know if I. What is the difference
Fighting.
between trained in this?
So
I know it's in fighting. I have a 6 on it.
yeah, your level is 0, so meaning you don't have any skill in it. But you
Yeah.
can attack twice with it, so those will be your 2 rolls there. He is
All
going
right,
to.
I'm gonna use 3 luck on the
Oh.
first one and 2 luck on the other.
You have to announce it before the rolls. Because
Yep,
you
I
don't...
haven't done the rolls.
What's this then?
What? Oh, I think it's because I clicked on the box. I didn't realize clicking on the box did
Okay, so we're going to ignore those 2 because that's fine. Go ahead and click twice
yeah,
now.
okay.
2 and 3.
So yeah,
2 and 3. Click
2
twice.
and 3. Yep. Oh. I am sorry.
It's
I
okay.
don't know these sheets.
No worries. So we're looking at a 13 and we're looking at a 16. Okay?
Even better.
He's going to dodge that
Yeah.
first one. He's going to take the second one. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
3d6.
3d6. Okay.
Should be able to do it with a. There's like a little dice button on the top left.
Yep. Yep. That. Ugh. It's not great. Take 6 damage.
Okay. So he doesn't even seem to feel it. Like it hits him, but it doesn't seem to get through the armor. Like the padding seems to hold up. Okay. That done. Morgan, you can see that melee combat is not your partner's forte here in your accoutrement, your team, your trio.
I'm good at throwing bikes at people. Other than that.
The SMG individual is also pretty close. It looks like the main focus is the demon-faced media. So do you want to take a shot at the one she's currently engaging in melee, or do you want to take a shot at the SMG wielder?
SMGs are they're not
They're really
like
good.
an in between.
No, they're really good at close range.
Okay.
Auto fire point
Yeah.
blank with an SMG could just absolutely devastate a person.
Yeah, I think that's the play. We'll headshot him again.
Okay. Yeah, you've already got half of his helmet off. Let's go.
Other side.
Charge up, take the shot.
Yee.
Let's see it.
I'm not moving. That's all I do.
You kind of made the right choice. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
That'll work. Well, no, headshot -5. We're at base. We're at base because of what. Okay, perfect. That'll work. So, have you ever seen scanners?
No.
Has anybody seen scanners? Okay.
No.
Well, in media parlance, there's kind of like a tier of headshots or like exploding heads. And scanners is the best one. If you Google scanners head explode, you'll find it. I can't show it here for reasons, but that's what happens to this guy. And he's dead. And he's no longer alive anymore. Solid shot. I believe that's it. Moving to Alex. Things do seem to be going pretty swimmingly for your cause. The whole time this has been going on, something that Alex would notice, but others might not, is that the guy who was driving the truck is still hands on the ground, like on the concrete. He's not moving.
Okay.
Correct. Exactly.
Hold on. My mind, my brain. Okay, so I think I would say, hey Beth, can you help? Wait, that's a lot. Hold on. That's a lot of.
No, it's fine.
No. I don't want it to be Beth.
Okay.
Okay. Cazador, can you wrap this up? We need to get to Angela, and so I will start kind of moving this way, and I will give my action to
Delegating
Cazador.
to Cazador. Okay.
Yeah.
Cazador, you're up. You have an extra action during your turn. You got a pistol. You got a target. She's the only
I
one
do.
top remaining.
So pew.
And these are chest shots, right?
Yep.
Okay. And pew.
Shot again.
That's a miss on the second one. And your gun will jam. Let's see. 16. Okay, so this first shot, it definitely causes him to back up a bit. The second shot, your gun clicks as you kind of look down at the dual pistol. Did you actually switch to AP for the shots here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll note that the AP side is jammed, but you could fire standard bullets on your next turn without having to clear the jam.
Okay. So on my next action, I can just fire the
Standard weapon, yeah.
Okay.
And so the armor piercing, like for you, Cryptid, as you're kind of like engaged with him and like fighting him with the rifle, you watch as a single round hits him in the chest, and you can see dust particles fly out the back of him, as you can like in almost real time see the bullet shoot out the back of his. It went clear through. Okay. Bunny Doll, you are up. There are no.
No, he didn't take
I
his
got my second
Oh,
action.
Casper, second
second
action. More gunshots.
Yep.
Double tap. Oh fuck. Okay, so these are standard shots, but still, we're looking at some mean hits. Yeah, I think this is gonna go a little quicker than I expected. So that 9 wouldn't have done much if he hadn't already taken quite a few hits already. That will put him over the edge. Let's see what the critical injury is. I just want to be sure. Yeah, that he's dead. He's a dead person. All right. So, boom, 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 boom. Lock in with the other, like as you yell, standard. Fire the 2 shots into him at that, and he'll fall to the ground. I think that's the last of the cops, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the immediate, Bunny Doll, what do you do in the next few moments? Kind of working through the initiative for a purpose, I promise.
Yeah. I want to see if anyone needs any urgent medical assistance, probably focusing most on the dude on the ground because I don't know what, if anything's happened to him during this whole time.
Okay. So you kind of pop out, move around the cars, and start heading over in that direction. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And then, Letty.
Checking with Alex.
Okay. She seems to be good. Right, Jisha?
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. I don't think anybody took any damage here.
No.
Pretty solid plays. Okay, at the bottom of the initiative, as we cycle into the next beat, Morrigan, I need a perception check from you, which will be off of awareness. Okay. So you are not very great at visualizing anything. In this, you're focused. You're focused. You're focused in. You're locked in on the cops. You're making sure they're all dead. Things that are happening outside of that, you are not seeing. Okay, that makes sense.
I forgot to keep my other eye open. Sorry, God.
Yeah, she's a consummate professional. Bunny Doll, you walk over to the individual. This is the first time you're seeing him like visually. He doesn't look like he's like moving. He looks like his hands on his head, kind of on the concrete, but it does look like he's breathing normally. Maybe a little bit more excitable. It's like breathing a little bit heavier. As he kind of gets up at your request, go ahead and roll a d10.
Oh.
I love Shimby.
Yeah, you have no idea who this guy is. He might as well be like he could be any schmuck off
He's
the.
a
I
little
would
piggy.
and John, I would ask Letty and I'm sorry, Bianca and Beth to escort Bunny
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
want Bunny over there alone.
Yeah, Tove is on it probably a bit quicker than Bianca. Beth is on it a little bit quicker than Bianca because she
Yep.
expected it. But like the thing that's kind of sickening for Alex, Letty, and probably Bunny Doll as that's happening is like when she pulls her knee out of the back of that cop. Yeah, it went all the way to the concrete. Like she smashed through him. Like she
I
absolutely
love Tove.
turned all of the matter that was in between her and the ground into
Hell
pulp.
yeah.
So yeah, she'll walk over and kind of maintain. She's kind of looking around. It's at this point she's going to take and lock in on Morgan. Like there's a moment where Tove looks straight up at you and locks eyes with you, and you're locking eyes with her, and you recognize her. She is definitely Mooney's output. You've seen this girl in Boxville. She goes there and visits. And when I say visits, I mean she visits. You know what I'm saying? And she looks up at you, and there's kind of like a. She recognizes you from like the family, and she kind of goes, "Oh," and gets back to the job. She's just like, "Okay, well." She seems to be like, "I'm glad she's here, but oh shit." Cover is blown. You
We're
know
gonna
her
talk
name.
so much shit.
Her name's Tove. Like you have not been given her false name, so these are some things that might come up in a minute that will be very interesting to roleplay. And then
Uh-oh.
Letty, you follow behind. But
Yeah.
Bunny Doll, you check him over. He's fine. He looks like he's in kind of a state of anxiety and panic, but he definitely looks like he's fine. He's like, "Why? I gotta get back home to my wife, to my kid. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Oh God." Is everything okay? Were they going to arrest me? What did I do? I just parked. I just parked the car. I just parked the
All
car.
guy.
I am not sure what they were wanting from you, but they are taken care of. They were. I don't think they were real cops.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Are you real cops?
We have one with us. She'll kind of look over to Cazador and motion him over.
Great. I
Cazador.
know a cop.
Cazador, if you do a quick scan on him, you will get that this individual's name is Spotlight. His real name is also brought to your attention. He is wanted for a number of crimes. It doesn't look like he's had very much activity in the last year, but apparently he is involved in a number of publicized crimes. And when you kind of run through his report, it seems this individual like records himself while he's doing like activity with gangs, edge runners, local operatives, and then apparently posts this shit on the net.
He's literally Jake Paul.
Yeah.
He's a scrawl. He's what's called a scrawler. Yeah, he.
Okay, so I'll walk up to him
Yeah.
and hey, come here. I need to talk to you for a minute.
Okay.
And I'll call him. I'll kind of pull him back behind like where the door is on the back of the vehicle or if his vehicle that he was driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'll start reading him his rights and pull out my handcuffs and cuff him.
Yep.
God.
And he asks you what he's being arrested for. He just parked a car. Is it illegal to park here? I got to get back home to my wife and kid. And when you kind of like hear him say that the second time, do you check his records again?
Yeah.
He has no progeny. He has no marriage.
Yeah, that's a lie.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
So I'm gonna at this point I'll
You gotta
radio
let me
back
get back to
to
Tiffany and Stacy, please. I was just doing this job. I normally just drive a dumpster around. Please.
Is there anything about so this is like is there anything about this conversation that makes it seem
Now that he's kind of being brought to the forelight, it
yeah.
might be. Has anybody rolled reputation so far that knows who this individual is outside of Cazador?
I
Letty,
do.
you're familiar with this
Where
man's
is
activity.
reputation?
Yeah.
Is it under
Either he has gone to the school, like to the highest acting schools that DMS has to provide an individual, or he genuinely believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
She'll look at him and be like,
Bunny Doll once again doesn't know who anybody is.
Yeah,
Where
that-
do I
that-
roll for reputation?
You just roll a d10. If it gets under the reputation,
Okay.
then you'll know it.
Um, are you not Spotlight?
Cryptid, you would know that this is Spotlight. He is a kind of famous media. He does a lot of video game playing online. The jacket he's wearing is a Segotari jacket. Segotari being one of the biggest kind of BD slash VR slash actuated reality games systems on the market. You
I know
know,
him and I hate him.
but you would also know he kind of fell off and disappeared about a year ago.
Mm.
And I wish he'd stayed that way.
But here he is saying that he has a wife and kid named Tiffany and Stacy, and that he's a dumpster truck driver, like a trash truck driver.
Mm.
I tell him, shut your fucking mouth, you poser trash. And
Oh
can I
my-
go and try to open the back of the truck?
Yeah, so if you go to the front of the vehicle, you'll be able to find the keys to the back, or you can
Okay.
force your entry. It's up to you how you want to do it.
How much damage did the guy do to the back of the truck before he got interrupted?
He didn't really get into it. He needed about
Yeah,
5
then
more.
we'll go grab those keys.
Okay. So what you'll see inside of it is it's a very kind of homey space, like a long trawled kind of driver. You can see
Yeah.
that there's weaponry for like driving out in the Badlands or on the actual highways outside of Night City. You'd also see that there's like a little shrine to his life, kind of there. But what you're noticing is that all these pictures seem to depict a family life, but they don't have pictures of him in it. There's a picture of another guy in these photos. The guy who's pictured in these photos looks like he's probably in his 40s. Um, the
So the
character,
truck's probably stolen.
yeah, Spotlight is actually somewhere in his 50s. He's been around since 2045. So he's kind of an older guy. So he's well older than him, the person you're looking at in this kind of these pictures. But you would know that our boy Spotlight has had a lot of work done. So he is in his like 60s or 70s. He looks like he's in his 20s. The guy in the picture looks like he hasn't had any chrome done, and the pictures appear to be of a 45, 50-year-old man with a happy life. Looks like they might live in Red Peaks, which is a town outside a town.
I'll keep that in mind. In case we want to return the truck. Not really my priority. My priority is getting to
You grab the key.
Angel in the back. Yep, grab the key.
Yep.
And
You
I'll
head
go
around to the
straight to the
back,
back of the truck.
pop
Yeah.
open the door. Inside, and again, remember, if I ever say something that's kind of content warning, like just letting you know we're getting into some graphic shit here, you would see a woman hanging from the ceiling, completely stark naked. It looks like her neuroport on her neck, her personal link on her wrist, have been actuated with like some sort of devices. So she has like a bond collar around her neck and around her wrist that looks like it's implanted into those specific links. Her hair is kind of just like hanging aloft. She has a decent amount of chrome to her, but it looks like her hair was kind of forcibly pulled from like buns or like hairstyling and kind of like pulled down very forcibly. And there's some of it on the ground as well. All these wires and such and chains and the like kind of extend out into the sides of the vehicle, and they all seem to run towards the back where it looks like there is a personal like server setup and a closed laptop computer.
All right. Hey, Gramps, you want to help me get through this? Carbon.
He says, "Yeah,
Walk me through it.
the second you step into the box, he goes completely blank, and all your radio
Well,
communication
that's
goes
not good.
completely terminal." And he's like, "Do you step back out?"
Yeah.
I can't even see into it. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I'd have to get down on the scene, and I'm not willing to do that with your current company.
You
Do-
got any advice for me?
Don't pull her. She might be jacked into something, and if you do that, she'll die. Good luck, though. I'm gonna
Good
go ahead.
advice. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and clear comms. this is spooky for me. And you'd hear, and
Absolutely.
Morgan, you'd have been on the side of that, so you would have heard that call as well. And as you're kind of looking to the back of the truck, it's kind of like you're just seeing like the back end of it, and it's kind of like looking into the door of like a haunted house or like a horror, like like place. It's like creepy red lights kind of blaring out the back, and like the signs of chains and shit. It's super creepy.
I'm gonna look to Cazador and say, I don't think that piece of shit poser is the problem here. You might want to come look at this, but I wouldn't do much about it yet until we get an expert in here. She could die if we try to get her down.
Please, please. And also at this point too, Cazador, you're kind of like not understanding what he's saying. So you pull his personal link and you kind of like see like get his an ID read, and he comes up as an individual named Franklin Demure, and apparently 47 years old, lives in Red Peaks, and has a wife and kid, according to his personal link. But he is very much physically not that person. He is very much physically.
Did he react to what Letty had said?
I didn't hear what you said. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst friend. What did you say? What did you
I
say?
said, "Are you not Spotlight?"
He goes, "Who? What the fuck?" It would basically be all he says in
Mm,
response to that.
interesting.
Well, I'm gonna
Interesting.
leave him in cuffs for now.
Okay. Yeah, you put him in cuffs. You put him in the back of the vehicle. There's space behind where you guys were sitting where you kind of detain.
And then I would go to the back of his vehicle, or the vehicle that he was driving, see the scene, and then
This is
radio.
if you're not familiar with the terminology, this would be a job for Netwatch. If you're going to a higher up that would deal with this kind of shit, it would be Netwatch.
Okay, so I would radio into them and say, "Hey, I need some help out here," and I would give them the location.
Okay.
Is this Angela?
Angel, yeah, is her name.
Angel, I'm
This
sorry.
does appear to be Angel.
So, real quick, after I radio in, I would like to check out who these guys dressed in the SWAT gear are,
Yeah, you pull their
if
helmets
possible.
free. You kind of look at them. You can see that they have badges on. You check them, and they appear to be individuals that are part of the third precinct. They are literally cops. You know that in 2076, 2075, there were a lot of budget cuts. Lucius Ryan, the mayor at the time, wasn't terribly friendly towards inner city police. They felt like they were already kind of high militarized already. And since it kind of became like a private corporation that was kind of owned by NCPD, they made budget cuts. And this appears to be one of those instances. But from what you can tell, these are cops. Why they weren't on comms, you can't be sure. Why they didn't, or why they responded to you in such kind of a negative way, you can't be sure. So, you just murdered 4 cops. Or you just helped murder 4 cops. I guess Morgan and Cryptid, Bunny Doll, and Letty kind of had more of a hand at the process. You were taking direction, but
Good.
you did your best.
I'll just hey, we need to toss these bodies in the back of the vehicle.
You
I'm
know what?
sorry?
We're just gonna put this in the canal, I think, actually. Well, they've got their own patrol car. You can dump that, no problem.
Yeah, okay.
Slide
I
him
need help
in.
getting rid of these guys. Now.
We could also just take their patrol car. Yours is missing a door.
100%.
Just remember, there's no right side of the law.
100%.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Oh, no, you recognize her. It's really hard.
It's
really-
Izzy. I can see it's Izzy underneath the mask.
Girl, Izzy's dead.
We don't know
Oh.
her.
I am not answering, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So no, real talk though. How far are we from the canal? Because we need to get rid of these bodies.
No, I'm not joking. I'm being very serious. I do want to cover this up, actually.
I mean,
These cops gotta go.
But you already called Netwatch. They're probably already on their way. They probably already
That's
know that
fine.
you.
we can get rid of the cops.
Wait, aren't there
I just
cameras?
told him-
in this truck. We could cart them. There's
Hold
plenty
on,
of space in there.
Aren't there cameras everywhere?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, CCTV is typically downtown shit. That's not going to be very common out here. Remember during the write-up, there was like the camera outside of City Hall, but there wasn't a camera right at the door where they entered in to go to the AV.
Mm-hmm.
Private companies are not going to have like CCTVs on their stuff. They're going to have it internal. There's no reason to have stuff on the outside because you'll just be asked by the cops or harassed by the cops for your footage. So just don't fucking put them up. Put them inside.
I mean, if you put their bodies in this truck, I think it'll be good enough for now, and you don't have to worry. You go in there, it's like you turn into a ghost. Nobody can get in or out as far as comms and tech goes, so
Okay.
good place
so
to hide bodies.
Does anybody go inside of the truck?
I would like to look into it.
Okay.
I don't recommend it. It's kind of gruesome.
I would like for Bunny Doll, go ahead and make a paramedic roll, or I think it's whatever the main skill for, not surgery. Yeah, it'd be paramedic. Paramedic. Give me paramedic. Okay.
Not
So
good.
you definitely feel like a lot of the shit that's on display here is outside of your wheelhouse. The fact that they are being held aloft by cybernetics, by their cybernetics rather, looks like it's a form of torture. It's definitely giving you ideas for future, like potential here, but it's definitely not something that you're like really understanding of how it works. So it's definitely going to be something you're going to need to read up on. You would note that everything seems to be connected to that laptop and hard drive at the back, or rather the front of the trailer.
Yeah, that looks like torture. I haven't seen this specific kind before, but yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Very creative, honestly.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, we can't leave her here while I mean, honestly,
I have people coming.
Well, I'm not going to leave here. I'm not going to leave her. Bianca and Bunny and
Tove steps in, or sorry, rather, Beth steps in and then
Beth.
steps back out and then kind of looks at Letty and then kind of like twitches her face a bit. You get a text, Letty, that says, Nina can't see inside of the box.
Interesting. She'll go over and look in herself and just kind of.
Yeah, so it's the scene. If you want to go back and check the laptop is sitting like on a little like metal shelf, and the hard drive is kind of like seated sideways right next to it. The laptop is currently closed.
Could I open that?
Yep, you pop it open. And if anybody, I know everyone mostly here is new, but I know Cryptid has definitely fucked around with some shit, but I'm not sure. I know Letty has too. But if you've seen the data scrolling from G, that is what's on the screen of the laptop.
I don't know what that means.
Then you will learn soon enough. Not today, but it's something that's definitely important. Baby cat, you can't have that. That's not for you. Sorry. No.
But what if for baby cat?
He caught wise. There's like a little fan with like smoke blowing out of it on the screen. And he was like,
He loves it.
I could see it. I could see it now. I can have it. I hate that you're so cute.
If not for baby cat, then what for?
Right?
Not Fubu Buds. Okay, so do you wish to try and unhook her from the setup? Okay. Do you wish to move the truck and take it somewhere so it's no longer, so it won't be detained by Nightwatch? You probably have very few moments here before Nightwatch arrives on the scene because of the call from the cop.
Like I said, we should haul the bodies in there because it's like a ghost town in there, and then move this thing.
Yep. Is that what we're doing?
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, who said yeah? Did Bunny say yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bunny skips over to the car and is like, let's move these
Oh
bodies.
no!
Starts chucking dead cops into the back of the.
Alex is rapidly losing control over the situation.
So
Wait.
Not like
Okay,
that.
hold on. Time out for a second. So Letty wants to pile
not
the
Letty.
dead cops.
Not me.
Oh,
No, Cryptid.
Don't blame this on me.
okay.
Buddy.
So, okay.
Cryptid
So,
says to hide the bodies in the place that nobody can see into or hear into.
right. So we'll put the bodies go into the truck, but then you want to move the truck?
Mhm.
Yeah, take it somewhere where we can dump bodies and possibly be a little bit more off grid and not in a place where someone was expecting this truck to be.
Meanwhile, though, Angel is being tortured.
Yeah, we
But
need
they're
to
expecting
take
the
this
truck
to.
to be here.
Pause for a second. Do we want to allow Netwatch, that has been called in by the lawman, to take their first look at this? Because they're not going to play ball with other people. Netwatch is Netwatch.
Nah, I
Okay.
would rather not. But
for,
I mean,
for sure, Cryptid is obviously fuck the police and fuck the cyber police as
establishment in
well.
general.
Okay,
Once
circumstances.
that plan is brought up, I'm gonna start moving down the tower and call my bike up.
Okay, yeah, bike heads on over. Superbikes have the auto drive to
Oh,
a limited
that's
degree.
sick.
Yeah,
Look, at this point, I don't care about the bodies. I don't care about Netwatch. We need to help this woman. Do any of you know a runner or a surgeon or something that can help her?
Carbon will literally whisper into Morrigan and Cryptid's ear at this point. Do not bring her to me.
Yeah, no. I do know I met a surgeon not that long ago. I could probably get in touch with them if we needed to, but
I know a couple.
I don't
Funny.
know if that's.
Funny doll's like me. I can do it. I can give it a go.
Didn't you look at it and say you had no idea?
I'm a
Oh wait,
surgeon,
no,
though.
it wasn't her that did it.
Yeah,
It was,
she did. She did. She has no idea how it
Okay.
works. But yeah, if she
Yeah.
wants to start cutting on her, like that's a different story.
Research.
You can get a body down that has cybernetics. Like you just cut the cybernetics off.
Oh God. Is surgery a skill?
It is a roll ability under
Mhm.
medicine.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Does anybody have any drugs to maybe I don't know, not
We keep
put
on
her in
asking for
agony
money,
while we do
doll.
this?
I might have some
Surgeon?
drugs. Kind of drugs.
Like I said, something that would make her not be in agony while we do this.
Yeah. I have lots of different stuff. Hey, you want to give her a good trip, or you just want to mellow her out?
You
I
know
mean, I
what?
don't think she
You're
is
the one with the
anything right
medical
now.
expertise. I'll put that one in your hands.
Dwarfs it is. Lace her up. Okay. Yeah, you probably easily air hypo it. Simple as.
Yes.
And I assume you've probably got a few doses of black lace on you. Who doesn't, right? It's fucking 2077. Let's go.
Seriously.
Me, I don't.
I can't afford that shit.
Letty and Alex, no.
Professionals.
So some very illegal shit happens in the back of this very illegal fucking trailer. And
So
the cop is
hold on,
right
out of
there.
character. Are you planning to just cut her down? Is that
I think they're planning
Is
on
that what
trying
we're
to
doing?
get her removed more kind of mechanically. But does anybody want to remove the laptop and the hard drive?
Alex thinks if we literally accidentally bump into that laptop, she's gonna fucking die.
Sure.
So that's how much she knows about this.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather be
could-
disconnected from it before we do that.
Okay. What are you gonna say, Letty?
Could Letty message Nina and kind of give her a description of what's going on?
Roll a d10. I'm not gonna roll the skill check for Nina, but I'll add bonuses. See what you get.
4.
She says, tough play. I wouldn't suggest doing it unless you had someone on the scene. Who do we got that we know that's a cutter? Dreadtail?
Well,
Buzzard?
yes, there also seems to be a new surgeon here.
Yeah, I
as
picked
well.
up the doc file on her. Bunny doll, you said it was?
Yes.
Solandu. She's local. I don't think she has a facility though. You're gonna need a facility, and I don't think she has hospital access either. Based on records I'm pulling.
No, I sleep in my lab.
This is in the phone, but yeah,
Yeah.
100% true.
Uh,
Just do me a favor. You said you
yes.
saw the. I can't see into the box. It seems like it's blocking even your visuals. Can you just do me a favor and unplug the laptop for me and see what happens?
It will not hurt the girl.
I don't know if it will or not. I have a thought.
She'll go in and kind of like throw up a little prayer and then unplug that laptop.
Okay. When you unplug the laptop, the code stops rolling on it. The screen goes black, and it seems to turn itself off. All of the chains and all of the like devices that are connected to her pop off very suddenly, and there's kind of like a meaty metallic thud as Angel drops onto the ground. You can see that there's still a light amount of breathing coming from her chest, but she seems to be unconscious, probably in a state of kind of like almost coma.
She'll tuck that laptop and
Tove
under an
pops
arm.
Tove pops into the scene without even being asked, immediately throws her own jacket, like black leather, Arazaka style, over the top of the downed girl and drags her out of the vehicle and looks at Alex and says, "Where do you want her, boss?"
Mm. Did we figure out
We
the
don't know.
closest Ripper?
She kind of shakes her head. What car? I'm not really asking where she's going.
Oh, okay. Just put her in the and
Well, okay.
Cazador, what do you say?
I was gonna say there we have two vehicles here.
Yeah.
One
So
can disappear.
we have 3 vehicles here. 2 can
Well, yeah.
disappear. Okay.
okay.
So I'm gonna ask.
If you put
Go
if you well she's asking me where do I put her? Just put her in this patrol,
Okay.
and I'll drive it. I'll drive it to the nearest Ripper. I'll find one on my phone, and I'll take her.
So
I could
Letty,
give you a couple of numbers.
Okay.
Letty, Tove, Bunny Doll, and Alex are going to take Angel in the patrol car. Cryptid, you see that situation unfolding. The laptop was unplugged. It remains in the back. So is
No,
the
no,
hard drive.
no, no,
You
no,
didn't say you
no.
took it.
I
She
did. I
did.
said
Did
I
she?
tuck it under my arm.
Okay.
You
she
gotta
did.
listen, John.
Sometimes I just don't want to. The hard drive, on the other hand, is still in the back.
Yes.
I'm gonna snatch that hard drive up,
Okay. So
and I'm gonna be following that car.
Letty's got the laptop, Alex got the girl, and Cryptid has got the hard drive. As you're following the vehicle, as you're getting ready to move, and everyone's kind of getting into their paces, Cazador, you're kind of like shaking your head like, shit, I should have called Netwatch, because you know you have to stay on the scene.
Yeah, no, I'm going to. The plan.
Yeah.
Here's my plan.
Well,
I'm going to take.
we'll hear it in real time as you unfold it, because what ends up happening is everybody that's not you is leaving the scene. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Does everybody
Yes,
agree?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morgan on the superbike, Cryptid on the road bike. They're tailing the patrol car. Cazador is left behind with the truck and his own vehicle.
And Logan Paul.
An
Logan
AV,
Paul in a truck full of dead cops.
an AV Skyron appears blazoning kind of near you. Keep distance landing area, and you hear the as it kind of descends down. 2 guys in long black cloaks drop out from about a height of 5 feet, landing on the ground with no effect to their legs, and then they kind of walk over to you. Beautiful mirror shades. They look like, I mean, genuinely, like, just to be completely honest, they look like crazy Gestapo, like black, like, you know, just the most evil, like, government officials you'll ever meet. And you can see the Netwatch badges on their jackets. Netwatch looks fucking insane. I hate them. They're the worst. But you called them, and here they are. The 2 of them walk over to you, officer, and they use your real name, which again will for context,
Yeah,
is kind of
yeah.
it's like the Kill Bill that's blurred for everybody who's watching,
Yeah.
but we know it. We got your call. Looks like the scene's a bit erratic. What happened here?
Yeah, I don't know. We just rolled up and there was a firefight and right, sorry. I just rolled up and there was a firefight and this guy here, I don't know, somehow took out all four of these officers.
Guy places his hand on his ear and kind of looks at you, and then kind of looks at you and says, "You were transporting Under Secretary Electra Loyola Chang, were you not, with her entourage?
I was at one point.
Were they on the
She
scene
had
here
no, she had somebody pick her up and her
before
entourage.
before the scene?
Yes.
According to Sergeant Bogdanovich, he said that you were heading in this location for purpose. Ernest Keys gave information regarding the location of an individual at this specific location.
Yeah, Under Secretary said that her plans had changed and that she wanted me to drop her off a couple blocks east of here.
Looks over at his friend. They both kind of look at each other. You can see their eyes kind of glowing orange, which you know means that they're communicating without talking. Their eyes flash back to normal. He looks at you and says, "Okay." Pulls his hand up, and you can see that he's wearing a blue latex glove. Snaps it. "You're free to leave the scene. We'll ask you for questioning if we need you. Don't remove your vehicle. Walk to the nearest bus terminal." And they walk into the scene as they start to tear it down. And you walk the walk of shame as you head
As
over to the
fast
bus
as
station.
possible.
You realize in this moment that there's a lot going on here that you don't understand. Kind of entering in this situation, it might have been better to trust your gut instead of to trust the book. Cutting back to the other group. Buzzard, Redtail, or let Bunny Doll do it. Who are we having do the ripping?
I don't
And
trust
then
myself.
I'm very afraid after Bunny Doll was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah,
I think Buzzard's closest, though.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go to Buzzard.
Redtail's actually closer, technically.
Oh,
Oh,
he is?
then we'll go to
Okay.
Red Tail.
Then Red
Because
Tail. Whoever's closer.
you're kind of at the north side of the glen, so it's kind of
Okay.
a hop and a pop instead of having to go back across.
Oh,
the
yeah,
canal.
he's on the other side
And then
of
down.
the
Above
canal.
table, I would love to see Bunny.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
So Bunny Doll, you are familiar with Redtail, like you kind of roll in the same circles. You're both in the glen. He does a lot of drug trafficking himself. He is a bioexotic, which means he's a furry. Except that it's like biosculpted to look like a fox. And he has a biosculpted secretary who's a friend of yours named Cotton, who's a bioexotic that looks like a bunny curl. So you two are kind of close. We'll deal with that relationship more in the future. But what I will say here at this point is you get her to the Ripper, and he will definitely be asking for currency. Rippers don't work for free. So when that push comes to shove, Alex, you're going to be making the payment there. And we'll discuss how that moves forward. Morrigan, Encrypted, you are staying locked in. You are here for the scene, correct? You need to know what Angel knows. And at this point, Alex, you would kind of get the understanding that Cryptid is not with DMS.
Yeah, I kind of got that when she came in like a fucking siren from hell.
And there's kind of
Came in like a wrecking ball.
I think there'd be kind of like a strange situation where just to kind of understand the power dynamic as we close. Letty has probably also been calling some shots when Alex was kind of like teetering off, not knowing what to do in the end of that engagement.
Mm-hmm.
And Bunny Doll seems to be kind of like, working her contacts once Letty kind of puts forward the contact. Bunny Doll would also be able to kind of connect some dots here. Letty, or rather, who you know as Bianca, must run with the Fixer hungry in one way or another. There's no way that a solo like her and like Beth would be knowing of Redtail unless they roll with that Fixer hungry. So you're starting to kind of form connections here that aren't like real or are kind of closer to real than we have. So the situation that you understand yourself to be in, Alex, in this moment,
Mhm.
what are you laughing at the cat sounds or the snake?
No, snake
The
snake
snake and the
shenanigans.
snake.
It's okay. Um, I would say that the power dynamic for Alex is very tentative. You're not sure whether your hired guns are going to work for you. You're not sure if your friend from the pharmacy is going to work for you.
Right.
And you know that the media that you were dealing with seems to be after something different than you initially expected.
Yep.
I'll do a write up. It's going to be a very thorough one, but I think that's where we'll leave it. And we'll pick up with that in kind of a more text based kind of wind down as we figure out what happens with Angel and her. Thanks for watching, those that did, and we'll see you next time we do a pickup. Have a
See
good night.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.